The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good evening across the Eastern Panhandle, wherever you may be tuning in. It's a winner-take-all matchup in AAA Region 2, Section 1 between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Hedgesville Eagles. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 Sports, I am Matt Crawford. Joining me tonight in the broadcast booth is Gary Gefford, our TV10 cameraman for this evening. John Alderton. Avery Newport is our on-site producer, and Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. Well, first of all, Gary, welcome in. It has been a while, but glad to have you back in the booth.
It has been, and thanks for letting me come here.
I think the last time we were together, it was about this temperature. We were a few states south.
Several states south until 2 years ago.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach. It was the last time these teams went to Myrtle Beach before COVID shut everything down last year, and that tournament did not happen this year. Well, it's as I said, winner-take-all matchup. The winner earns a date with either Jefferson or Washington in Section 2 of Region 1, and the loser will end their 2021 campaign. Hedgesville coming in as the 1 seed. Martinsburg is the 2 seed. So this is exactly what you expect with the 1 and 2 seed to be the last 2 teams remaining in a true winner-take-all format.
And they've got Hedgesville has got its clear ace thrown for them. And Martinsburg has apparently saved the person they think their ace, Joe Paulson, to come in and pitch against Kyle West.
Yeah, it's been Joe Paulson and Caleb Edwards is really two pretty good 1-2. I think either one could make an argument to be the number 1 pitcher and the other one make the number 2. So Coach Byler feels that this is the right lineup. I know he did not make any adjustments to the 1-2-3 rotation. He said over the years past, in his younger years coaching, he had second-guessed himself a couple of times when looking at that pitching rotation. Said this year he was sticking with what got them here, a very strong end to the regular season, and we'll see what happens tonight as we will crown a sectional champion here over the next couple of hours.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the Musselman folks, like Scott Jenkins, who does a lot of work with them, and he was surprised that they threw Triggs against Musselman in the last game because Triggs a little directionally challenged at times, and they almost got bitten by it. Triggs didn't pitch badly, but Martinsburg pulled it out because Musselman's defense had some serious lapses late in the game.
And it has been a fun year with watching some of these younger guys, and even the guys that are juniors or seniors without a season last year, names you didn't recognize coming into the season. So it really was a blank slate for most of the players you saw on the field this year. When you look at Hedgesville, they were returning the most that had contributed a couple seasons ago. So not a surprise necessarily that they were the number 1 seed with all those guys returning, including the man who was on the hill trying to get them the sectional championship tonight in Kyle West.
Well, and they've got a huge bat in Riley Bubb that can't come in behind him. And those, you look at those 2 guys, and it's pretty clear they are the key to this club.
Yeah, again, we will crown that sectional champion over the next few hours here. The field getting dragged and some water going to be put on over the next few minutes. Both teams done their I.O., so we should be looking at right around that 7 o'clock first pitch. We should be underway down at Jefferson High School between Washington and Jefferson. That is what could be a deciding game in that one tonight, as Jefferson coming in at 1-1. Washington pulling off the upset in the first game of that sectional title, or that sectional round of the playoffs. Jefferson falling to Washington and getting the win against Hampshire over the weekend 2-1. So the Cougars needing to win 2 straight in order to try to get that sectional title. For Washington, 1 more win over the next 2, and they will earn a bid to the regional round of the playoffs. That is our matchup, a break back to the studio. We're back in 60 seconds, and we hear from both head coaches and what they saw in their teams on Saturday and what was a very tightly contested game and what they're looking forward to tonight. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Welcome back into Eagle Field. It is the pregame show of the AAA Region 2 Section 1 winner-take-all championship game. The Martinsburg Bulldogs taking on the Hedgesville Eagles. Let's hear from both of the head coaches involved in tonight's matchup, starting with Aaron Byler. This is Coach Byler's third year on the field, fourth year overall at the cancellation of baseball last year. Got our conversation started with him and what he saw from his team on Saturday in a very tight game. They were able to get the win.
Well, obviously, I thought we played well for most of the game there, and then, it's always tough to get that last out, and Saturday night was no different. We didn't make it easier on ourselves, but, again, credit the guys, credit their determination and their ability to respond to adversity, and credit Isaiah Morris for coming in, getting that last out, and getting us to today.
When you look at Hedgesville, a team that got to get all 21 outs doesn't mean more than it does against Hedgesville, one of the best teams in the last inning. How much do you appreciate, hey, guys, it's not what you have going into the seventh inning, it's getting all 21 of those outs?
Yeah, we talk about not only, getting all 21 of those outs, but making them get all 21 outs too, and just how important every at-bat is, and valuing at-bats, and believing in the guy behind you, and making sure you're doing all the right things with your approach and things like that, and especially tonight against, Kyle West, who we didn't have much luck against, but that was 27 games ago.
How much do you preach as well, hey, this is 0-0 right now, no games before this matter. This is win and go to the regional round and lose and go home.
Yeah, no pressure on us is what I told them before we left. Just go out and enjoy the moment. Sectional championship games don't come along all the time, and they're fortunate enough to be in one tonight. I think it'll be a great atmosphere. I think the kids are excited. I think the community's excited. And I just told them, you're playing for a lot more people than yourselves tonight, and just really enjoy it.
What do you expect to see out of Joe tonight?
Joe's been Mr. Steady for us all year. It's not like he hasn't pitched in big games. He threw against Jefferson twice. He's done a great job. He's a kid that doesn't really get rattled, so the moment I don't think will be too big for him. I think it's important that he gets off to a good start, and we got to catch the baseball behind him.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Matt.
Martinsburg head coach Aaron Byler. We now switch to Hedgesville. Their head coach is Eric Grove. This is his second season, third overall, second on the season with the cancellation of the season last year, and again started with him and what he saw from his team on Saturday.
From start to almost to finish. We got to bring that seventh inning intensity to every inning we play. Just way too many walks, pass balls, errors, not timely hitting. Deserve to lose.
What is it about the seventh inning? You guys, the toughest last three outs to get in any game. What do you see different from that sixth inning or even before that going into the seventh inning? It seems like almost every game.
When we look at our talent and everything, we always say, there's more grit here than anything else. These kids compete from start to finish. We start games the way we ended them, we'd be in a lot better shape throughout our year, but we've made a lot of things hard-earned that didn't have to be, and I'm hoping we don't do that tonight. I know I've said that to the radio probably 10 times, that it'd be nice if we weren't falling behind every game. Kyle gives us the best chance to not do that, so I feel good about that.
In this winner-take-all game, winner goes to the regional round, loser finishes their season. How nice is it to have that game on your home field?
It's great. We haven't necessarily defended home turf the last couple weeks the way I would like to, but certainly I think the crowd helps, the field knowledge helps, the last at-bat helps, and we spend a lot of time talking about how these things are laid out or whatever. We come down to one game tonight. Ultimately you just got to go out and win the game, and we don't have any excuses.
What do you expect to see from Kyle tonight on the mound?
A lot of strikes, hopefully enough velocity and enough off-speed pitches. If he pitches the way Kyle West does, I feel good about where we're at as long as we put the bat on the ball some for him.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Hedgesville head coach Eric Grove. Both coaches are trying to keep these guys as loose as possible. I know for Martinsburg, Coach Byler talking about early on in the sectional round just coming out tight and having to take a few innings just to get into really game shape and get loose and play the game they want to play. All right, that is both head coaches in our interview segment. Another 60-second break to take back at the studio. When we come back, we'll get into starting lineups and break down this matchup just a little bit more. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back into Eagle Field. Matt Crawford, Gary Geffert here with you. Matt Miller, the evening off. If we play tomorrow, we'll get into that here in a little bit when we look at the schedules and some scores from around the region as well. If we play tomorrow night, Matt and I both back in action down from Jefferson. If Jefferson's able to get the win, they will force a decisive winner-take-all against Washington. But if the Patriots get the win tonight, they will take the sectional crown. The field getting its last little bit of water, so we are just moments away from the starting lineup and getting first pitch underway in the decisive game here in AAA Region 2 Section 1. Well, Gary, when you look at these teams start to finish, I think you look at Hedgesville and with the guys they had returning from a couple of seasons ago and just their overall experience, no surprise that they got off to one of the better starts in the Eastern Panhandle. But Martinsburg finished the season just about as well as anybody in the state.
Yeah, Martinsburg really came on late in the season. They actually won more games so far than Hedgesville has, and has lost fewer. I'm surprised they weren't the number one seed.
Yeah, when the rankings came out, it was going to be clearly all right, either one you can make the argument for. I know Matt and I went back and forth saying, okay, is it going to be a overall look at the season in that voting with the coaches, or is it going to be a lot more of what have you done for me lately? I think if it was going to be more of the what have you done for me lately, Martinsburg probably gets that number one seed. But either way, the only difference, I think, is home field advantage, and it plays a key role, obviously, as Hedgesville has had that home field advantage for every single game. But not a surprise that it has come down to this style of game. I think the only difference is probably where the location of this game would have been.
Well, and in the regular season, Martinsburg and Hedgesville split their two games in the regular season, each winning at home, and then Martinsburg broke that pattern here last week.
I know for Hedgesville, they got to feel pretty comfortable with Kyle West on the mound. He has been their ace this year, and really the elder statesman on this team has been a fun guy to watch really since his freshman year. Has been a dominant force not only on the mound but at shortstop. Braylon Connor going to get the start at short tonight with Kyle West on the mound, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Joe Paulson, the number two guy in the rotation, but really even with Caleb Edwards, who is seen as that number one in the Martinsburg rotation. So this should be a pretty darn good pitching matchup tonight.
Well, I think so. And Martinsburg faced West early in the year, as Coach Byler mentioned, and gave up one hit. That was it. A couple of walks, nothing else. It was just lights out. Struck out about 10 guys. And Paulson, I was looking at Paulson and Caleb Edwards, especially after Coach Christinger told me that Paulson was going to be starting. And you could look at if you remove their names, you couldn't tell which one was which.
Yep.
The numbers are almost exactly the same.
Should certainly be a fun one tonight. All right, the starting lineups being announced to those on hand here at Eagle Field, so let's go ahead and give them to you as well. Starting with the Martinsburg Bulldogs, they come in with a record of 21-7. They're led by fourth-year head coach Aaron Byler. They're the number 2 seed in this year's postseason in Section 1. In the leadoff spot for Martinsburg is left fielder number 4, Landon Sifford. In the number 2 spot, Hudson Clement. He will start at second base. At shortstop, hitting third, Jack Reisenweber. In the cleanup spot is right fielder Isaiah Morris. Caleb Edwards is batting 5th. He will play at first base. Jake Zittel, the true DH tonight for the pitcher. He is in the 6th spot in the order. Shine Knotts, the starting center fielder, will hit 7th. Michael Lupus at the hot corner, third base. He is hitting 8th. And the catcher, Matthew Asanovich, rounding out the batting order. Flipping over to the Hedgesville Eagles, they come in with a record of 19-10 on the season and are led by third-year head coach Eric Grove. In leadoff spot for the Eagles is center fielder Thomas Budka. Doing the pitching, batting second is Kyle West. In right field, hitting third is Caden DeLauder. Batting fourth, playing third base, Riley Bubb. Doing the catching and hitting 5th, Aiden Milton. At first base, hitting 6th in the order, Tyler Smith. Playing second and batting 7th is Colby Blau. At shortstop, batting 8th is Braylon Connor, and rounding out the batting order for the Eagles is designated hitter Cam Lady. He is hitting for Hunter Minnick, who will start defensively in left field. Gary, when you look up and down at these lineups, batting-wise, I think clearly 2 different styles of playing. While there is a little bit of pop in that Martinsburg lineup, the power numbers certainly, I think, favor that of Hedgesville, with Kyle West having 7 around the bases and Riley Bubb adding 3 as well. The leader for Martinsburg is Isaiah Morrison. He's just got 3 home runs himself. So when you look at power and trying to get the ball out of Eagle Field, I think that edge clearly goes to Hedgesville.
Well, it does, but Martinsburg puts the ball in play. They hit well for average. They get on base. So they're going to be. This will be an interesting ball game.
It should be, again, split in the regular season. And Martinsburg coming off of was a very up-and-down game on Saturday where they jumped out to the big lead and had to hold on for that win. Should be a good one tonight as Hedgesville comes out of the dugout down the first baseline. 3 defenders in the outfield, 3 lining up on the edge of that grass, and 3 on the pitcher's mound. All right, as the lineup announced and finishing up here is Colby Blau making his way onto the field. Let's go ahead and send it back to the studio, cover the national anthem here. When we come back, we will get into our pitching matchup, get into details for Kyle West, and then opening pitch just a few minutes away. It's a winner-take-all game, AAA Region 2, Section 1, Martinsburg and Hedgesville. First pitch coming up next.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back into Eagle Field. Kyle West getting in his warm-up tosses. And Gary, again, not only the ace for Hedgesville, but one of the most fun pitchers to watch around the Eastern Panhandle this year.
Yeah, I saw the pitch against Musselman in the sectionals, and he started off a little shaky, but he was like most good pitchers. If you don't get him in the early innings and let him settle down, the offense did its job.
Yeah, looking at West's numbers on the season, a 5-3 record overall, a 4.0 ERA, and 42 innings flat on the mound. This is start number 7 for him and his 9th overall appearance. 48 hits given up, 31 runs, 24 of those earned, and a 51-14 strikeout to walk ratio. So obviously striking out a whole lot more than what he is giving free bases.
And that's just so important. Bases on balls just kill you. There's no defense. Nobody's ever made a great play to throw anybody out on ball 4.
And high school baseball, usually the pitcher that walks the least amount during a game is generally the guy who's usually getting the win. Well, walks are what kill a baseball team defensively, and a lot of times would help you get the win offensively.
They also put the infield tends to get back on its heels a little bit if the pitcher isn't hitting the strike zone. And that can cost you half a step, have a ball go off your glove, off the heel of the glove. Bad stuff happens.
Warm-ups are done. Landon Sifford steps in the right-hand batter's box, the leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs. And we are just about ready to get underway. 7:01 is the first pitch, as it is low in the dirt to Landon Sifford quickly. 1-0 the count. A sticky night for baseball, hot and humid as we get into the first full week of June. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. That one below the knees as well. Count 2-0 to Sifford. Sifford, a 309 hitter in that leadoff spot, as well as 12 walks on the season. West comes set out of the stretch. Here comes that 2-0. There's a fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, Sifford's been having a tough time in the sectional, although he hasn't had a hit in 3 games.
4-man umpiring crew for the postseason. We'll get into who that is coming up after this. A sharply hit ball off the glove of Riley Bubb. That one getting to the edge of the infield dirt, and it's a hard hit single for Landon Sifford, and the leadoff man on for the Dogs.
Well, as soon as you say something, bingo, the opposite happens.
That is the 30th hit on the season for Sifford. Brings up Hudson Clement. Clement starting the season lower in the batting order, but he has had one of the hottest bats on this Martinsburg team, has worked his way all the way up to the number 2 spot in the order. Was hitting 7 or 8 for the better part of the season, but Coach Byler very impressed with what he has seen, and rightfully so. Clement steps in a 405 hitter. First pitch above the letters for ball 1.
Yeah, 405 on the season. He's hitting 500 in the sectional so far.
Sifford gets that lead off first base. Nothing major. Held on by Tyler Smith at first. West looks in. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. This one fouled off out of play back towards the Little League field to our right. Some action over there today as well as Little League in full swing. Count even at 1 to Clement.
Yeah, I was glad I got here early so I get a decent parking place.
Always fun to find a spot if you get here near game time. Sifford quickly extending that lead at first base. West out of the stretch. Ready with that 1-1 pitch. Squares around a bump. Pops it up. Out of play for strike 2.
Yeah, they got a bit of a break.
The lost art in high school baseball. Laying
lost
down
art
a bunt.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Lost art everywhere.
I know I sound like a broken record to anybody listening, but it drives me insane how nobody can seem to put down a bunt any more consistently. That's how you win ball games, is playing small ball. West glances back over to first. Now comes set ready with the 1-2 pitch. Clement waits. Here it is. Breaking ball. High and inside. Goes off the glove of Aiden Milton. It'll be an easy cruise to second base for Landon Sifford on the wild pitch.
And West is having a little bit trouble finding the strikes on Martinsburg needs to make hay while the sun shines, because he will settle down.
Count even at 2 and a runner in scoring position. Nobody down here in the top of the first. We heard from Coach Grove in the pregame interview for Hedgesville. Got to find a way to start strong, and getting down early not going to help that cause. Here comes the break-even pitch on the 2-2, low and away. Ball 3, the count's full. West looks back over to the dugout, wipes some of that hair back. Now looks in to get the pitch. Nods his head. A couple quick glances back to second. Here's the payoff pitch on the 3-2. This one lifted into left center field. Moving back on it is Thomas Butka, and he will cruise underneath of it to make the catch. Tacking up at second was Sifford. He will make it into third, standing up, and with one down, a runner just 90 feet away from Martinsburg taking the early 1-0 lead.
That was hit a long way. He just didn't quite get all of it.
Yeah, the wind not going to be a factor tonight. You look at the American flag in right field, and no movement to it. A very warm night here at the ballpark. Looking at the weather right now, in the 80s as the first pitch misses just above the letters to Jack Reisenweber. 88 is our first pitch temperature. Feels like 92 at 7:05 this evening. Reisenweber, the top hitter for Martinsburg. A swing and a miss for strike one. A 456 hitter in that 3 spot. Moving down 1 spot in the order with Clement moving up. It's not because Reisenweber hasn't been hitting, but just trying to get that hot bat of Clement in the top 3 to get him on early. Ready with the 1-1. Here it is. Fastball called. Strike 2.
Now Reisenweber is hitting .571 in the sectional so far.
Yeah, 456 all season long, along with 28 walks. Here comes the 1-2. This one off the end of the bat into center field. Thomas Butka underneath of it, tacking up from third base and coming home as the throw comes in. Not going to get there in time. And Martinsburg takes the 1-0 lead here in the top of the first on the sacrifice fly for Jack Reisenweber. Landon Sifford scores from third. That is RBI number 25 on the year for Reisenweber.
And Reisenweber did his job. Got the ball in the air, got it deep enough, score the run. Nice job. There are a few things more important than getting a run in when you've got a runner on third with less than 2 out.
And an early run, always crucial to set that tone. The big lefty, Isaiah Morris, stands in, takes a hearty cut at one and fouls it off back into the hill behind the press box here. The upper deck seats, if you will.
When West faced, here's pitch coming.
Here comes the 0-1 to Morris. This one a ground ball to the first baseman. Smith blocks it. Running over to cover the bag is Kyle West, and that retires the side. 1 run scores for Martinsburg in the top of the first on the RBI sac fly for Jack Reisenweber. We go to the bottom of the first. When we come back, it's Martinsburg leading Hedgesville 1-0.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Bottom of inning number 1, Martinsburg leading Hedgesville 1-0 on 1 in the top of the first. Joe Paulson getting in his warm-up tosses. Paulson on the season a 5-2 record. That's in 46 2/3 on the mound. A 3.6 ERA, 53 hits, 33 runs, 24 of those earned, 49 strikeouts, and 23 walks. So a good strikeout number, but the walks a little bit higher than his counterpart Kyle West. This is start number 10 and game number 10, so no appearances out of the bullpen for Paulson this year. He has been a starter and, for the most part, a PO, pitcher only. He has not played in the field yet this year. That kind of hunched over stance in the windup. First pitch to Thomas Butka, high and inside for ball 1.
Paulson's pitched once in the sectional. He did it against Spring Mills through a complete game. Only gave up 6 hits, 1 run, struck out 9, and walked just 2.
1-0, the fastball misses inside as Butka slides off the plate. Count 2 balls, no strikes to the leadoff hitter. Butka, a .319 hitter in that leadoff spot. It's the breaking ball. Catches inside corner for strike 1. Count 2-1 to the senior Butka. Stands in the back of the box, a slightly open stance. Here comes that 2-1. Lifted high and out of play over top of our heads. Count even at 2. 18 walks in that leadoff spot as well for Butka, the starting center fielder for Hedgesville. Paulson looks in, gets that pitch he wants. Out of the windup. Here comes the 2-2 fastball up and away, ball 3.
On the season, Paulson's been giving up about a walk every inning, just slightly less.
And you got to remember, not any varsity experience for Paulson coming into this season. The 3-2 goes behind Thomas Butka, ball 4, so both teams getting their leadoff batter on here in the first inning, and the always dangerous bat of Kyle West now stands in that left-hand batter's box.
West has just been outstanding, and not only all season, but during the playoffs here. He's 7 for 10, scored 6 runs, and has 3 doubles.
Paulson now out of the stretch. First pitch to West, low inside. That one's some late movement on it. This is low for ball 1. 46 hits in 97 at-bats for Kyle West. 41 runs driven in. He's added 17 walks to 9 strikeouts, so not in the double digits for strikeouts. As the 1-0 pitch, that one well up and away as Hasanovich popped out of his crouch and stood in the right-hand batter's box to make that catch. Count 2-0, and so far Paulson has fallen behind each of the first 2 batters he has faced 2-0. Here comes that 2-0 pitch. That one below the knees with the fastball for ball 3. Joe Paulson struggling with control early.
Not a good sign.
It'll be interesting what kind of leash Paulson has in this one, in this winner take all. Throw back over to first, a light toss. Butka back in on a head first dive. With a week off until the regional round of the playoffs, pretty much everybody is up for grabs pitching tonight for Martinsburg and for Hedgesville. So we'll see what the leash is for the starting pitchers as the 3-0. That one below the knees, also inside. 4 ball 4, back-to-back walks to start the bottom of the first.
Boy, you really don't want to do that. The pitcher's job here is you got to run in the top of the inning. His job is to shut him down. And what's that? Pitching coach here is coming out to try and settle him down.
And Kurt Zarnecki walking out, the pitching coach for Martinsburg. Seeing if he can see something maybe a little off in the delivery, but usually when you see the mechanical issue, it's a pretty consistent miss with the location. Right now, Paulson seems to be missing everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a low inside, it's not high and outside. He has been spraying that chart.
It just may be nerves.
Big situation.
I mean, I know the Martinsburg coach talked about relax, the pressure's not on it. None of the kids believe that for a minute. They're coming out there, and a lot of them are tight as a drum, and you're going to take a little time to settle in.
Runners on first and second, nobody down in the bottom of the first. Martinsburg leads Hedgesville 1-0. Caden DeLauder steps in, but will now call time as Paulson was taking too long for his liking on the mound. DeLauder, a .360 hitter, 31 hits, 86 at-bats, has driven in 23, has RBI 24, standing 180 feet away in scoring position. Paulson looks in, squaring around abundance. DeLauder bounces it right back to the pitcher. Up with it is Paulson. The play is at first, and he will make it. So a sacrifice bunt for Caden DeLauder, moves 2 into scoring position with 1 down here in the first.
And that was the right play. He had no play at third base. The button was back at the pitcher, was fairly slow, and Butt got there, got a good jump on the.
A good play for Paulson, slowing that down, making sure he watched the ball into his glove. We've seen pitchers overrun that same ball, trying to do too much with that bunt right back to him. It's Riley Bubb, the batter, stands in and takes ball 1 outside. Bubb second on the team when it comes to batting average at .370. Also second in home runs and runs driven in. Here comes the 1-0, a breaking ball in for strike 1.
And Bubb has been on fire during the sectionals, too. He's hitting .600. He's got a homer. He's walked once, has 6 hits, scored a couple of runs.
Here comes the 1-1, a breaking ball. Chase down off the ladder a little bit. Reisenweber up with it at short. Fires across the diamond. Edwards there at first to make the play, but that will drive in a run. It's coming into third to score from third is Thomas Butka, and we are tied at 1. That is RBI 41 on the season for Riley Bubb.
And his 9th during the sectionals.
Now recorded 6-3 in the scorebook and brings up catcher Aiden Milton. Milton comes in, and Kyle West going back to the dugout is a courtesy runner coming in. Hayden Kimball going to be the courtesy runner for the starting pitcher, Kyle West.
Okay. Well, that makes sense that he would hold him out because West is one of their fastest guys. He's got 13 stolen bases on the year.
First pitch to Aiden Milton, breaking ball high and inside, ball 1.
But with 2 outs, he's not going to score on a fly ball.
Infield playing normal depth. Edwards at first base, hugging a little bit closer to the line on the righty than you sometimes may see, as this one popped out of play over towards the first base dugout and hitting the roof of the indoor hitting facility and locker room. Count even at 1.
Miller's 3 for 9 in the sectional so far, and even 333.
An open stance, stands in the back of that batter's box. Here comes the 1-1-2 Aiden Milton. Fastball just off the plate for ball 2. 4-man umpiring crew looks like this. At the plate is Jeff King. John Mason is at first. At second is Zach Stolliver. And Travis Habermail is at third. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Called strike 2 with the knees. Good location for Paulson if he can find that consistently. And now it goes into protect mode for Aiden Milton. Doesn't choke up on that bat. Stays pretty consistent. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball off the plate and low. Count is full, and this is the second full count that Paulson has got to in this inning. The leadoff batter, Butka, saw 6 pitches. And a big pitch coming up here for Paulson. Here comes the payoff pitch in the 3-2 fastball. Called strike 3 at the plate. Aiden Milton is retired on strikes for just the 9th time this season. 1 run comes around to score in the bottom of the first. We go to the second when we come back, tied up at 1. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back into Eagle Field. Top of the second we go. Tied at 1 in Section 2 of Region 2. It is Washington and Jefferson, a win for the Patriots, and they claim that sectional title. And right now in the top of the 5th inning, they lead Jefferson 4-2. Jefferson considered one of the best teams in AAA all season long, but they have struggled since entering the postseason, losing to Washington in Game 1 last week, then barely escaping Hampshire, a walk-off win in the 8th inning for the Cougars to force a must-win 2 to get to the regional. But right now the driver's seat belongs to Washington. First pitch strike to Caleb Edwards, who watched that one the whole way. Count 0-1.
And Mr. King has shown he's going to call that strike on the outside corner at the knees.
Here comes the 0-1. This one a check swing at the plate. He did go around for strike 2. Not even an appeal down to first. Plate umpire Jeff King saying, yep, I can see that one from here. Took an offer at it.
Edwards had a really strong season. 23 RBI, hit 361, but he has struggled in the sectionals a little bit.
Chokes up on the bat with 2 strikes. Here comes that 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And the first strikeout of the day for Kyle West, 1 down. That is strikeout number 52 on the season for Kyle West. 17 for the batter Edwards.
And that was a nice little breaking ball. Just sort of slid away from him.
Jake Zittle, the designated hitter, standing in. Pitcher Joe Paulson. First pitch to Zittle. That one misses low and away for ball one. Zittle, a .444 hitter. That's second on the team, only to senior shortstop Jack Reisenweber. Ready with the 1-0. Here it is from West. That one misses away. Count 2-0 to Zittle.
And Zittle's walked 4 times and got a couple of hits. Hitting .500 with a .750 on-base percentage.
Here comes the 1-1. That a fastball right down the middle for strike one.
That's into sectionals.
So that pitch coming on a 2-0 count. My correction. Count now, 2-1 to the DH Zittle. Here comes that 2-1 pitch, sticking with the fastball, but that one missing away. Now a hitter's count to Jake Zittle at 3-1. Seen just about everybody have that green light on 3-0 and 3-1 this year. Here comes that 3-1 pitch. A ground ball up with it is Bub at third base. Fires across the diamond. Pulls Tyler Smith off the bag, but is able to apply the tag for out number 2.
A throw just up the line by just a couple of feet. So Smith caught it, and just as Zittle was running by. Nice play.
2 down here in the second inning. Brings up Shine Knotts. Knotts, the starting center fielder for Martinsburg. .292 hitter on the season. West comes set out of the stretch. Here comes that first pitch to Knotts. A breaking ball called strike one as back out the inner third.
And Knotts has had a decent run here in the sectionals, hitting .375, 3 for 8, a couple of doubles.
Here comes that 0-1, and Knotts swings right through the 0-1 pitch quickly. Behind in the count 0-2, and Kyle West a strike away from retiring the side in order.
I think his first inning jitters are gone.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Well, upstairs is Milton quickly popping up and just throwing a glove at that one.
Yeah.
That one about 6.5 feet tall as his left arm fully stretched up in the air. Count 1-2.
I say that, and you had a shot at catching that pitch.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Knotts.
That's
Called
it.
strike 3 on the outside corner. The side is retired in order on 2 strikeouts for Kyle West. We go to the bottom of the second. When we come back, tied at 1.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
Warm-up pitches have concluded here in the bottom of the second. Tied at 1. Each team getting a run in the first inning. Martinsburg 1-2-3 in the top of the second. AAA Region 2 Section 1 championship game. Martinsburg got the 1-run win on Saturday to force this game. And it was a really tale of 2 halves of that game. Martinsburg jumping out to the big lead early, and then Hedgesville clawing their way back in. 8-7 the final in that one. Tyler Smith, the first batter of the inning for Hedgesville, as he takes that one away for ball 1.
Smith has had a couple of hits in the regional, which makes him just about a season batting average at .266.
Swings at the 1-0 pitch and sends it foul, hitting the fence down the left field line. Count even at 1. Smith, a .266 hitter on the season, 17 hits, 64 at-bats, 9 walks to 12 strikeouts. Awaits the 1-1 pitch. Here it is from Paulson. That one about head high for ball 2. Paulson 20 pitches in that first inning. Didn't give up a hit, but walked 2. Here comes that 2-1, that breaking ball that didn't quite finish. Count 3-1.
That just sort of hung up there, but hung up too high for Smith to try and whack it.
Here comes that 3-1 pitch to Smith. Takes a cut at this one and fouls it off out of play back towards the concession stand. Another full count, the third full count that Paulson has thrown through what is now his first 6 batters. It was a full count to Hayden Milton, who was retired on strikes for the third out of the first inning, and then a full count to Butka to start that first inning. A 3-2 pitch off the end of the bat, but fouled out of play. Again, back over top of the bleachers to our right. Let's do that 3-2 again.
Yeah, Paulson's thrown a first pitch strike to all but one hitter, but then he struggles after that first strike.
Looks in, gets the pitch he wants, out of the windup. Here's the payoff pitch on the 3-2. That one, a foul ball at the plate as it hits Smith off the bat.
Yeah, walking it off.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming next. A good battle between Paulson and Smith here. Let's see who will win it.
He's not rubbing it.
Worst thing you can do. Just walk it off. Mind over matter. Again, the payoff pitch on the 3-2. That one upstairs and away, ball 4, and Smith wins the battle on pitch number 8.
Nice at bat by Mr. Smith. Made him throw 8 pitches and drew the walk.
Second straight inning, the leadoff batter on for Hedgesville. Brings up Colby Blau. Blau, a .310 hitter. He's starting second baseman. Smith gets that lead off of first base. First pitch strike to Blaus, who was watching that the whole way. Basically did everything but keep his bat on his shoulder.
Yeah, this is Blau's second sectional game this year. He's looking for his first hit.
Squares around a bunt and pulls back as they will throw behind the runner at first, but nobody covering second base. And Tyler Smith in at second base in scoring position. The throw down on the bunt attempt, which Blau pulled back. Asanovich wisely goes back to first base as Smith got a big secondary lead, expecting that bunt to be laid down. Smith just took off towards second, and neither Reisenweber nor Clement covering the bag.
Yeah, that was a defensive lapse. Somebody's supposed to be standing there.
Count 1-1 to the batter, Blau. Looking for RBI number 10. Here is the 1-1 pitch, a slow roller to Reisenweber. He is up with it almost on the grass. Fires over to first for out number 1. That will keep Smith at second base.
Reisenweber is a very smooth-looking shortstop.
He is. No doubt about it. You can tell just looking at everybody in the field this year, not just from Martinsburg, but around the Eastern Panhandle, you could tell the young jitters for guys in the field. You could tell the guys that have had experience. And Jack Reisenweber was certainly one of those with some varsity experience. So no moment has been too big or too small for him. First pitch high and inside to Braylon Connor for ball 1. One down here in the inning.
Well, assistant coach Grissinger was telling me that he thinks Reisenweber is especially excellent at throwing on the run. Very accurate.
Here comes that 1-0. That one just low for ball 2. Count 2-0 to Connor. Connor, a 169 hitter, 10 for 59 on the season. Not an everyday player. He gets a lot of his work with Kyle West on the mound. Being that backup shortstop. Here comes that 2-0 fastball right down the middle for strike 1.
And I had it backwards. Paulson's only thrown 2 first pitch strikes. Read my own scorebook wrong.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Connor. Rips one into left field past Michael Lupus. Rounding third and staying at the bag is Tyler Smith, and it's a 1-out single for Braylon Connor.
He hit that sharply and right through the hole between short and third.
Yeah, Michael Lupus barely able to move by the time that ball got by him at the hot corner. Runners at the corners as Asanovich steps out from behind the plate and gives that first and third defense.
Well, Smith is not fast, but Sifford charged in to make sure that he didn't have a chance to score.
Brings up Cam Lady, a .303 hitter on the season. Has driven in 10. Number 11 just 90 feet away. First pitch to Lady is a breaking ball for strike 1. That one breaking right over the heart of the plate.
And Lady's having a pretty good sectional series. He's got 2 hits and 8 at-bats, but he scored 4 times and walked a couple of times.
Braylon Connor on the move from first, fires down to second base, and Connor in with the stolen base. That one going all the way through. Rosenweber was standing in front of the bag and wasn't sure whether he was going to cut it off, but again, not a whole lot of speed standing at third base right now, so they felt confident making that throw, but now 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, they did the cutoff play very well because Rosenweber was looked over to third to see if he should cut it.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Cam Lady. Fastball outside corner, strike 3 called. And you mentioned it. Home plate umpire Jeff King has been given that outside edge, the strike call all night, so batters are going to have to extend that strike zone just a bit. It's not very much off the plate, but definitely the outside of home plate. So we want to protect with 2 strikes as we're back to the top of the order, 2 down. Thomas Budka stands in, 2 ducks on the pond. Here's the first pitch to Budka, lifts this one foul and out of play over top of the Hedgesville dugout.
And boy, if an umpire is calling that down in a way, you just want to live there.
If you can find that consistently, it's going to be a good night for you as a pitcher. That is for sure. Budka drew a walk his first at-bat and would come around to score. Here's the 0-1 again, fouled off out of play back towards the Little League field over top of the locker room for the Eagles. Count quickly 0-2. Budka saw 6 pitches his first at-bat. That was to lead off the bottom of the first.
And he had 11 RBIs so far this year. So
Paulson looks in, and a big pitch coming up. Here's 2 strikes to Budka. Here comes that 0-2 pitch off the end of the bat, right back to Paulson. Goes off his glove, steps off the mound, fires over to first, and Caleb Edwards right there to retire the side. 2 runners stranded in scoring position. Nobody comes across the score. We are still tied at 1, top of the third, when we come back. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
Welcome back in to the nest, Eagle Field. As we go to the top of inning number 3, tied at 1. Before we get into action here, let's take a look at what is going on down in Shenandoah Junction. Top of the 6th, 1 out, and Washington leads Jefferson 5-2.
I sense a disturbance in the force.
Definitely not what I think anybody expected on that side of the region to this point. Again, you can never say it's over until you get all 21 outs against Jefferson this year. That is for sure. Michael Lupus sends one the other way, but making a good play on it is Colby Blau moving to his right. Got a little airborne to make the play for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd.
He got up, sent the hair flying a little bit. Nice play.
It was Michael Lupus, the batter, who lined that out to the second baseman, Colby Blau.
That just sort of died as it got towards second base.
The way that Blau started to move, it certainly looked like he wasn't even going to be able to make a play on it that was going to go over his head. But yeah, I'm with you. Looked like it lost a little momentum as it got to the infield dirt. Matthew Sonovich is the batter. We've reached the bottom of the order for Martinsburg as he takes a breaking ball in for strike 1. Sonovich, middle of the batter's box, left and right end, front, back. Slightly open stance as he swings through the 0-1 pitch. Quickly behind in the count 0-2. And you mentioned it last inning, but certainly seems like the first inning jitters out of the way for Kyle West, and he is looking like he's locking in right now.
He looks really good now.
0-2 pitch coming up out of the stretch. Here it comes to Asanovich off the end of the bat and into center field for a 1-out single. Good piece of hitting, sending it right back where it came from, up the middle in front of Thomas Butka by a few bounces. And a 1-out single for Matthew Asanovich as we go back to the top of the order for Martinsburg.
It looked like he just left that up right in the middle of the plate. and what was supposed to happen with it, but it didn't happen. Is that DeMarco running?
Peyton DeMarco will be the courtesy runner for the catcher. That was hit number 19 on the season for Asanovich. DeMarco has seen some action in the outfield this year, but has primarily been used later in this season as the top runner off the bench, as he gets a pretty decent lead for his size over at first base. Landon Sifford steps in. First pitch to Sifford, a breaking ball.
Ooh.
Very close on that inside corner. Didn't quite get the zone. Ball one.
Wonder where that was.
Jeff King, not one of those ones that gives you the indication. It's about 50-50 with home plate umpires around the Eastern Panhandle as to whether they tell you where it missed or just that it missed. As the 1-0 pitch, a fastball, that one finding the zone, count even at 1.
I think I almost prefer this. They just make the call.
Yep. It's their call, no reason to explain it. I saw it miss the zone or I saw it got the zone. That's my call. It's the 1-1 pitch, misses below the knees. Pretty easy to see where that one was. Count 2-1 to the leadoff batter, Sifford, who reached on an infield single off the glove of the third baseman, Riley Bubb, in his first at-bat. That 2-1 pitch above the letters, ball 3.
Yeah, West went down. Didn't get the pitch quite up high enough to get that call in the corner. Then goes up and goes up too high.
Looks over at DeMarco, who gets that lead off first base. Nods his head. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. This one lifted high and out of play. Over top of the press box. Full count to Sifford. Riley Bubb playing about even with the bag, but several steps off that foul line. Middle infield playing their normal depth as Smith holds that runner on first base. DeMarco on the move on the 3-2 pitch, but fouled off at the plate by Sifford. Let's see that 3-2 again. Big hole to hit through on the right side of the infield with Smith holding that runner on first base. Not quite the threat you wonder about with a lefty at the plate, but certainly an opportunity if Sifford can drive one the opposite way on the ground.
Well, there's a decent hole on the left side, too, because the shortstop was playing over a little closer to second base than normal for try and get the double play.
Throw back over to first. Gets snagged by Smith. Back in on the head first dive is DeMarco.
And, of course, DeMarco was running to stay out of the double play.
3-2 the count to the batter, Sifford. Awaits that payoff pitch. Here it is, the 3-2, and again, fouled off. Good at-bat for Landon Sifford, and a good battle between him and West.
And DeMarco didn't go that time.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming. We saw an 8-pitch at-bat to Tyler Smith in the last half inning. See who wins this one. It was the batter getting the win in that battle. DeMarco now on the move with a 3-2 pitch. This one lifted into center field. DeMarco throwing the brakes on, going back to first as Thomas Butka moves to his right to make the catch to retire the second batter of the inning.
Fly ball. Butka only had to move a couple steps over to his right, haul it in. Keeps DeMarco at first, 2 outs.
Hudson Clement, the batter for Martinsburg. Second baseman looks down to his head coach, Aaron Byler, down the third base line, gets that sign as Peyton DeMarco gets the lead off first base. West comes set out of the stretch, taking his time on the mound. Nods his head several times. And I'm waiting for the time by Clement, and he's not going to. He is not going to give in. And now a time at the plate, almost simultaneously with West stepping off the back of the rubber. Little cat and mouse game, and it was going to be the first to blink, and they both did at the same time.
Well, he's trying to freeze DeMarco by just waiting and waiting and waiting.
And DeMarco's going to about another half step with every nod of the head. Here's the first pitch to Clement, a breaking ball, and a great one at that, as Clement chasing that one. Looked like it was probably going to stay right down the heart of the plate and fell off the table right at the end.
That was pretty. Broke right off the end of his bat.
2 down, 0-1 the count to the number 2 batter in the order. DeMarco is on the move. Here comes that 0-1 off the plate for ball 1. Sliding it head first. Safe at second is Peyton DeMarco.
Yeah, he got a good jump, and he was in there by a good 2-3 steps.
Stole on first move and is now in scoring position with 2 down. And with 2 down, contact anything into the outfield, you would imagine Coach Byler probably going to wave him around third to try to score him. Count 1-1 to the batter, Clement. as he stands back in the right-hand batter's box. Slightly closed stance as that front foot a little more in front of his back foot. Here comes the 1-1 pitch inside, gets past. Aiden Milton bounces off the backstop all the way back to the pitcher, Kyle West. And the wild pitch going to advance Peyton DeMarco 90 feet away from home plate to third base.
Milton ran into Clement as he was trying to get to the ball. Clement was backing away, so there's no interference on him.
And that one ricocheting hard off of the backstop. Nothing Aiden Milton can really do with that one except hope that West got to it quickly. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Clement. This one, a ground ball to Braylon Connor. Has to go to a knee, and it bobbles out of his glove. Had a backhanded stab at short and came up to make the throw and left the ball on the dirt. The run going to come in to score from third base is DeMarco, and Martinsburg regains the lead 2-1 in the top of the third.
Boy.
Not going to go to, what is your general rule of thumb at shortstop?
Ground ball to the shortstop is either an out or an error.
Well, that wasn't announced, so that's going to go as an E6 in the scorebook. Here comes the first pitch to Jack Reisenweber. That catch in the outside edge for strike one.
Connor fielded it cleanly, but it looks like he didn't look what he was doing when he's trying to make the transfer and just popped out.
Clement gets that lead off first. Not an overly aggressive lead. Here comes the 0-1-2 Reisenweber. Fastball in for strike two. 2 down, 2 strikes, 2 Reisenweber. Runner at first base, it's Hudson Clement. West comes set. Ready with that 0-2. Clement is on the move to second. Off the end of the bat is Reisenweber. That one going into center field. Coming up and making the play is Thomas Butka. Off the bat, looked like it may drop in front of the center fielder, but well read and a good play by Butka to end the inning. A run comes across the score on 1 hit in the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third when we come back. Martinsburg leads Hedgesville 2-1.
Hedgesville Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Hedgesville Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Eagle Field. Matt Crawford, Gary Geffert, your broadcast crew this evening. Matt Miller having the evening off. To the top of the seventh, they go in Shenandoah Junction, and Jefferson trying not to get upset, but they are down to their final 3 outs. Washington leading the Cougars 5-2, a win for Washington, and they would represent Section 2 in the regional round next week. Leadoff batter is Kyle West. First pitch to him misses the zone for ball one.
He showed bunt, but I don't think he was serious about it.
Stands in awaiting that 1-0. Not showing bunt this time. Strike one called on the outside corner.
Yeah, Mr. King is calling both sides of the plate about the same.
West walked on 4 pitches his first at-bat. That was in the first inning. That's the 1-1 pitch inside for ball 2. That backed West off the plate just a bit. Joe Paulson back out for his third inning of work as the starter. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Breaking
nice
ball
pitch.
called strike 2. Again, broke that one off right on the outside edge of home plate.
That was a pretty pitch.
And a short, compact pitching motion on the mound, especially out of the windup for Paulson. Not a whole lot of movement. Here comes that 2-2 pitch. This one sent up the middle for a base hit.
Sharply hit ground ball. Off to the right of the second baseman, Clement. He had no shot at it.
And that's now a leadoff batter on in all 3 innings for Hedgesville. A walk in the first, a walk in the second, and now a leadoff single for Kyle West here in the third. Brings up Caden DeLauder. DeLauder, sacrifice bunt. To be retired in the first. Stands in. West on the move, but he will have to go back to first base as that one fouled off into the netting behind home plate by DeLauder. Count 0-1.
Yeah, West was in, too.
Yeah, again, going off first movement and a lot of speed on the bases.
That may have been a hit and run.
West gets that lead off of first base. Paulson now out of the stretch with that 0-1. Low and away for ball one is Asanovich sliding over to keep that one in front.
DeLauder had a really good season. Third on the team with 31 hits. Third on the team with 23 RBI.
Paulson looks in, gets his sign. Glances back over to first. Now throws back over to first. West back in on the head first dive. DeLauder coming into the game a .360 hitter. 31 hits. 86 at-bats for that .360 average. West again on the move. Pitch low. Throw down to second is picked by Reisenweber as it bounced into him, but the speed of West gets him into scoring position with the stolen base.
The catcher's throw was about a foot to the third base side of second base, so that Reisen went bounced once. Reisenweber made a really nice pick and a quick tag, but that extra little distance on the wrong side of the base allowed West to get in.
Almost low at the plate. Count 2-1. Here's that 2-1 pitch. Ripped to Lupus as it goes out of his glove into left field. Being waved around third is Kyle West. And Lupus having trouble getting it in shallow left field. Sliding in head first at home, and we're tied at 2 is Kyle West.
Boy, there was no hesitation on West coming around. Nicky Brown was sending him all the way. Lupus made a good try jumping up. That ball just went almost right through his glove.
Yeah, was able to react, but that one sharply hit into left field. And I think West probably scoring even if Lupus doesn't have trouble getting that ball in left field. But that certainly made it a lot easier for Kyle West to come in and score.
Well, oddly, I think if the Lupus hadn't touched it, West might not have been able to score because Sifford was charging.
Swing and a miss for Riley Bubb for strike one. Bubb grounded out to short his first at-bat. Awaits the 0-1, but first a throw back over to first. Standing up is Caden DeLauder. He only had to take about 2 steps to get back to the bag. Paulson looks in. Here comes the 0-1, a breaking ball. That one misses inside. Maybe also a bit high for ball one. Count even at 1. DeLauder gets that lead at first base. Riley Bubb calls time at the plate. As Paulson taking his time getting back on the rubbers, he will slowly compose himself and retow that pitching rubber.
Reisenweber has moved a little bit for the double play position. Second baseman Clement, though, is normal spot.
Fastball in for strike 2. That one pretty much right down the heart of the plate. But Bubb watching the whole way. Paulson ready. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one off the end of the bat, lifted into center field. Shine Knotts moving back towards the warning track and makes the catch for out number 1. And that one not necessarily squared up based on placement of where that was hit off the bat. But you see the power of Bubb as the ball hit off the end of the bat into the warning track in center field.
Yeah, that's one of those fly balls we were talking about before the game, and about an hour and a half earlier, center fielder goes blind on because the sun comes directly over the press box here out into center field.
Yeah, the sun not playing any effect tonight as Aiden Milton calls time at the plate and steps out. You know, usually the outfielders having to deal with that sun as well as the middle infielders, but today the clouds, no rain clouds anywhere around, but the clouds certainly helping the fielders tonight. Throw back over to first. Back in, safe standing up is Caden DeLauder. He got about halfway to second base on that fly ball by Riley Bubb. Milton stands in, waiting the first pitch to him. Here it is. Another one hit to center field. This time coming in on it is Shine Knotts, and he will make the catch on the run. He was deep in center field and really had to turn the afterburners on to come in and make that play, but did so on the run perfectly.
Yeah, he got a good read on the ball, too. He was coming in right off the crack. Well, it's not a crack. It's a clink of the bat.
The ting of the
metal
bat.
Bats.
Yes, the BB core a little bit quieter than what the old BESR bats were, but certainly not the sound of wood.
I shall never get used to it.
Nothing can match the sound of a ball off a wood bat. Tyler Smith, first pitch swinging into foul territory, moving over as Asanovich, but that one out of play. Asanovich popping out of his stance, going towards the wall, and as was Caleb Edwards and Joe Paulson, both jogging over. I think they realized it was out of play before Asanovich did as he sprinted to the wall to get into position before watching it go out of play. Count to Smith 0-1. A walk on an 8-pitch at-bat for Tyler Smith, and reached second on the throw behind at first, but nobody covering the bag at second base in his first at-bat. Here comes the 0-1. That one just off the plate, ball one. Lupus playing back at third. Hole on the right side of the infield with Edwards holding the runner on at first. Throw back to first. And back in plenty of time is Caden DeLauder. Edwards knew it as he came completely off the bag to make that catch. No reason to stay secure to the bag on that one as there was going to be a play. Ready with the 1-1. Here it is to Smith. Fouled off into the netting just to our right. Now Paulson ahead of the count 1-2.
He's also obeying the first rule for the first baseman on that. That's don't let the ball get by you.
Keep it in front at all costs.
That's what your body's for.
You become a catcher with a runner on first base. Keep it in front no matter what the cost. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one high and popped into foul territory. Asanovich throwing that helmet, moving over towards the net, but that one hits the net before sliding back down into the field of play. Again, good play by Asanovich as he picked that one up very quickly off the bat, throwing that helmet.
Yeah, he did.
Smith lives to see another pitch. Been impressed with Asanovich the last two foul balls, how quickly he has picked up where it's going off the bat.
Yeah, hit the net only about a foot above his glove.
Yeah.
He wasn't sure where the wall was. He was very tentative when he got over there in time, but he was a little tentative the last couple of steps.
It's one of the advantages Hedgesville has of being home is everybody who's in the field when they're on for defense is aware of where everything is on the field. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Tyler Smith. A called strike three on the outside corner. One run comes around as Hedgesville plates one in the bottom of the third. We go to the fourth inning when we come back. Tied at 2.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Welcome back into Eagle Field. Having some conversation in between innings as to the game in Shenandoah Junction right now. Bottom of the 7th inning, nobody out, 2 on for Jefferson. Washington trying to hold on and get the Section 2 Region 2 title. But Jefferson not going to go away quietly. We're in the top of the 4th inning here, and it's Isaiah Morris leading it off. Takes one low in the dirt for ball one. The big lefty is 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to the pitcher, Kyle West, in his first at-bat, or make that ground out to the first baseman, Tyler Smith. It was West covering at first in that first at-bat. West looks in. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Morris. Gets good contact, but a little bit late as he sends that one foul out of play over top of the Martinsburg dugout down the third base line. Count even at 1.
Yeah, Morris is the team leader in home runs, but it's got 3.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Kyle West. Low inside, ball 2. That one just below the knees. Good zip on that fastball. Looks like West reached back a little bit more on that pitch. 2-1 the count. Here's that 2-1 pitch. Pretty similar location. A little bit lower as it scoots away from Aiden Milton. Now a hitter's count to Morris. 3-1.
Left fielder's kind of shallow on Morris.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. This one driven the opposite way, but again, foul out of play. This time going a little bit deeper down the left field line. Again, Morris just behind a couple of these fastballs. Full count to the right fielder, Isaiah Morris. Kyle West comes set out of the stretch. Here comes the payoff pitch on the 3-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner.
That has been a strike all game.
3 strikeouts now for West on the game. That would be 54 on the season. And for Isaiah Morris, that is strikeout number 15 now, even with walks and strikeouts. So you can combine some words there, a walkout. Standing in now, Caleb Edwards. One of the 3 strikeouts for West in this game, as he takes ball 1 just off the plate. That one's been a strike a lot tonight. Must have just missed the outside. We're a bit catty corner here at Hedgesville, not straight behind home plate. Hardy cut taken at this one by Edwards as he fouls one off into the netting just below us. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Mr. King is more than 17 inches wide, so he can't always see the plate there.
Edwards stands in the back of that right-hand batter's box. As he awaits that 1-1 pitch and takes a fastball for strike 2. That one about thigh high. And Edwards not liking that one, but one that's a good one to take a hack at if you see it again. Chokes up on the bat here with 2 strikes. 1 down, the count 1-2. Here comes that 1-2 pitch to Edwards. This one a chopper to the left side. Moving over on it is Connor. Has it, fires across the diamond, and gets Edwards by a step or 2. And it looked like Edwards was slowing down as he got to first base. I know not a whole lot of speed, but certainly looked like he began to kind of put it in cruise control, running down to first base.
Doesn't look like he's hurt.
No. But came flying out of the box and got about 3 steps from first base and just kind of looked like he was coasting towards the bag. That one going to go 6-3 in the scorebook, as it brings up designated hitter Jake Zittle. Zittle, that closed stance, left foot in front of that back right foot. First pitch, a fastball, a little low and maybe just off the plate for ball 1. West looks in. Has been out of the stretch all night, no matter what the situation, as that fastball misses off the plate, ball 2. He's not missing by much.
Oh, he's not.
And he has been pretty consistent. Only a couple of errant throws so far this evening. 2-0 the count. 2 outs to Zittle as he backs out of the way of a breaking ball that snaps in for strike 1.
A pitch out of the stretch makes less movement, fewer moving parts, so that he can be more consistent with his pitches, I think.
Time called at the plate. And yeah, I think we've seen that more and more the past couple of years in high school players just staying in the stretch the entire game. That way you're not switching. You can stay consistent the entire game and not changing the mechanics depending on whether the bases are empty, loaded, or a couple guys on. Another time called at the plate by Zittle.
I think at the pro level, the first guy I remember doing that all the time was Jim Cott. Lefty, who pitched for well over 200 games, pitched for Minnesota, and of course the White Sox.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one low for ball 3. Yeah, we have the Battle of Chicago and fandom here in the press box tonight. I'm a Cubs fan, and Gary a fan of that team on the south side. They don't even deserve a name mention here. 3-1, check swing at the plate. Jeff King says he did go around, the count full 3-2. Your White Sox doing pretty good this year so far, as are my Cubbies.
Yeah, both teams are playing well. Be fun to have a Chicago World Series.
It would. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs, and a called strike 3 on the outside corner. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Kyle West. He's now got 4 in the game, and once again, looks like he's settling into a bit of a groove. We will go to the bottom of the fourth when we come back, tied up at 2.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood and Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
As we go to the bottom of the fourth here, things getting a little more interesting down in Shenandoah Junction. 2 down, bottom of the 7th, 2 runners on. That would be the tying runs for Jefferson, but Washington just out of way from claiming the sectional title and getting the winner in a best-of-3 series between these two teams next week. Either way, no matter who wins this game, Washington would be the lower seed, so would have to travel in 2 of those 3 if necessary for a third game, as Colby Blau leading off the bottom of the fourth here for Hedgesville. Fouls one off for strike one. Would be a huge upset if Washington is able to go undefeated in that sectional round and beat Jefferson twice. Swinging through the 0-1 pitch is Colby Blau, quickly behind in the count 0-2.
And Jefferson only lost 2 games going into the sectional, didn't he?
Yeah, 2 losses. One of which to a very good Morgantown team just a few weeks ago. The 0-2, good chase pitch for Paulson, but a good eye by Colby Blau. That one upstairs for ball 1.
Blau's a 300 hitter in the regular season at 310.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one the opposite way, moving over. It's Hudson Clement. He is up with it. Fires over to first. Good stretch by Edwards. And the first time this game that Hedgesville does not have the leadoff batter on. Brings up Braylon Connor.
That was a slow roller, but Clement did a good job of getting over and getting rid of it quickly.
Yeah, shaded a little more up the middle and moving to his left. Knew he had plenty of time and plenty of arm strength to get it there. I think one of the best arms of any second baseman in the Eastern Panhandle. Braylon Connor steps in, squares around the bunt, goes to push it, and completely misses. Strike one.
He was trying to run before he bunted.
Stands in, stands towards the front of that batter's box. Here comes the 0-1, fouled off into the netting behind home plate. Second batter in a row, quickly behind in the count 0-2. A single into left field. His first at-bat got by Michael Lupus. Lupus barely had time to adjust to the ball as the breaking ball, 0-2 pitch, misses high and inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Connor. Paulson with the bases empty, out of the windup. Again, that kind of knee bent, hunched over stance. The 1-2 pitch misses inside, backing Connor off the plate just a bit. Count even at 2.
His windup is not all that much different than a stretch.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That one just misses for ball 3, and the count's full.
This is not a guy you want to walk. He's not a strong hitter.
Out of the windup. Here's the payoff pitch on the 3-2. This one popped out of play. And let's do that full count again. And Jefferson has tied it up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Down to their last strike, and Sammy Roberts able to tie it up at 5.
Oh.
Sam Wabnitz now the batter. Count 1-2 to him. As it looks like extra innings going to be the case in Shenandoah Junction. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one catches the outside corner for a strikeout.
That is a nice pitch.
That is the 3rd strikeout for Joe Paulson tonight. 2 down. See if he can go in order for the first time in this game. Has not gone 1-2-3 yet. His low batter count has been 5, and he's done that in the 2nd and 3rd inning. Cam Lady, the batter, as he takes strike one on the inside corner.
And he needs a quick inning because his pitches are piling up.
Yeah, 60 coming in to this inning, so we would now have him at 72 with this pitch. This one lifted to the left side of the infield. Lupus looks like he's got a play on it, moves in towards the grass and makes the catch. So they do go in order for the first time. Do the Eagles of Hedgesville. We'll go to the 5th inning. When we come back, we're tied at 2.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back into Eagle Field. Already into the 5th inning here. A quick ball game to this point. Again, an update from Shenandoah Junction down to their final out in the season. Jefferson avoids elimination to this point as they go to extra innings. But again, you can never say it's over when you have the Jefferson Cougars at the plate. Going to the 8th inning down in Shenandoah Junction. A win for Washington today or tomorrow. They are the sectional champions. Jefferson needs to win both games in order to claim that sectional crown. First batter is Shine Knotts here in the 5th inning. He takes ball 1 low and away. Stands in as he takes ball 2. That one just off the plate as well. A strikeout victim looking in 4 pitches. His first at-bat. That was in the 2nd inning.
Knott's got on base nearly half the at-bats in the regular season at a .495 on-base percentage. Just really good.
Takes ball 3 just inside. Didn't miss by much. Knott stands back in. The count 3-0. Imagine this is taking all the way, as that's a called strike 1 on the inside corner. Through 4 innings so far here at Eagle Field, the storyline looks like this. It is a 2-2 for Martinsburg. 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. For Hedgesville, those 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 4 left on. 3 of those in scoring position as Knotts takes strike 2. Full count to the number 7 batter in the order.
And he just threw that one down the middle.
Chokes up on the bat with 2 strikes. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and that one outside as Milton thought it caught the outside edge. He popped up to throw it around the horn instead. Jogging to first base with the leadoff walk is Shine Knotts.
Yeah, it looked a little down and away. A little too far down and away. Nice pitch, though. Brings
up Michael Lupus. He hit the liner to Colby Blau. That off the bat looked like it was going to be into right center field for a base hit, but died as it got to the edge of the infield, and Blau a little elevation to go get it. Was able to make the play. Step back off the rubber and throw over to first.
And Hedgesville thinks he's button.
With nobody out, not a bad guess or a bad way to play it. As
Riley
Love is in, and there is a bunt. That one pushes the pitcher West off the mound, throws a second. Do they have a play at first? They do, but safe at first base is Michael Lupus by a half step. Great play by Kyle West coming off the mound. You see the shortstop arm making that throw back to second base. It'll go down as a fielder's choice, going 1-6, and almost a very impressive double play off the bunt.
And that was a nice turn, too. That really came close to getting him.
So at first base now is Michael Lupus. Bottom of the order is Matthew Asanovich. Stands in. Starts choked up on the bat. First pitch swinging out of play over top of our heads. Count 0-1. Very narrow stance for Asanovich. Slightly open stance, but those feet doesn't even look shoulder width apart.
And Bub's up just on the edge of the grass, about 6 inches back on the dirt.
Lupus is at first. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swinging through is Asanovich. He swung through and didn't finish on that follow-through.
No, he was fooled by that breaking ball.
Lead off first base is Lupus. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. First base is occupied, but Milton applied the tag regardless. 2 down.
Well, that was a good play. Don't guess.
2 down. That is strikeout number 5 on the day for Kyle West on the mound. So we're back to the top of the order for the Dogs. Brings up Landon Sifford. First pitch to Sifford. Takes strike 1 at the letters. Good fastball for West. As we have him, 63 pitches coming into the inning. He's thrown 11 here, so upwards getting close to 75. So in a pretty good spot here in the 5th inning with 2 down. Breaking ball in for strike 2 as Sifford bailing out of the way, but late movement as that one catching the inner third about belt high to Sifford. Fooling him all the way. 2 outs, 0-2 count. Runner at first. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball fouled off the handle into the netting behind home plate. Let's do that 0-2 again.
Sifford's hit the ball fairly well his first 2 times up. Had that base hit and a fly ball to center.
Doesn't look like any threat of movement at first base by Michael Lupus. Pretty decent lead, however. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Again, fouled off over top the press box. 5th pitch of the at-bat coming. Landon Sifford staying alive, fouling off the last 2 after falling behind in the count 0-2. West looks in, glances over at first. Now comes set out of the stretch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Sifford off the end of the bat. Dribbled foul over towards the first base dugout. Now the 6th pitch of the bat upcoming.
Now the outfield's playing him very shallow. Right fielder especially, left fielder's in, and center field's playing in the dead grass spot where everybody stands in center field.
Here comes again the 0-2 pitch. This one also fouled off out of play over top of our heads. And a good at-bat as we are through 6 pitches now in this at-bat. This is what you expect from your leadoff batter. He saw 8 pitches his last at-bat in the 3rd. Pitch number 7 of the AB coming here. Here comes the 0-2. Low inside, ball 1. Good slide, good block by Aiden Milton, keeping that in front and keeping Michael Lupus at first base. What do you go with here if you're Kyle West? Try the breaking ball that fooled Sifford once this at-bat, or go with the fastball. Fastball, but that one above the letters, ball 2. Count even at 2.
Let's see if he goes down and away this time.
You got to imagine he throws back in that breaking ball here at some point. As Sifford bailed out of the way last time as he was not prepared for that late movement. Lupus the lead at first. Now he is on the move. There's the breaking ball and a called strike 3 on the inside corner. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 6 on the game now for Kyle West, and we stay tied at 2, bottom of the 5th, when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Back to the top of the orders. We go to the bottom of inning number 5, tied at 2. It'll be Budka, West, and DeLauder, the 3 due up for Hedgesville. And what is the heart of their order, or the beginning of the heart, you got to throw a Bub in that top 4. But a good opportunity here as we are getting later in this ball game. Paulson back out for his 5th inning of work as the starter. First pitch to Butka. That one misses low, ball 1. 73 pitches so far for Joe Paulson. Again, in a pretty good spot pitch count-wise to go deeper into this ball game. Here comes the 1-0, a swing, and that one fouled off over top of our heads. Strike 1. Matt Crawford, Gary Gefford here with you as your broadcast team. Every Newport is our on-site engineer. John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman, and Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. We thank you for joining us on this Monday night of sectional baseball action. Lifted into center field, Shine Knopf moving to his left and retires Butka for the first out of the inning.
Knott's had him played, looked like 2-3 feet behind the dead grass spot in center field and shaded over towards left. And did a nice job running over and catching that fly ball towards the right field gap.
First 3 innings, Hedgesville was able to get the leadoff man on. They have not now the last 2. Kyle West, the lefty, stands in trying to help his own cause as he takes strike 1, the fastball painting the outside of the plate.
Yeah, Paulson has settled in here too.
Yeah, you could see some big game jitters in him early on, but has settled into the moment. Here comes the 0-1, ripped to first
nice
base,
play.
But on the bounce is Caleb Edwards falling towards the foul line. He hops up, runs to first, and takes it himself and gets the high five from his pitcher, Joe Paulson, as he just robbed a base hit from Kyle West. Great play by the big man at first base.
Boy, that was hit hard, and it short-hopped the first baseman there, and it was almost like he was falling as he was diving. Kept his glove out. Remember Brooks Robinson who said he dove because he could fall faster than he could run. But that was a pretty play.
And Brooks would know. A couple of Golden Gloves to
Edwards,
his resume.
Edwards that's the best defensive play I think we've seen in the game, at least on a hard hit ball. And there have not been a lot of hard hit balls in this game.
No, it's been a lot off the end of the bat. As we check in down in Shenandoah Junction while there's a time here at the field. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 5. Washington went 1-2-3 in the top of the 8th. And a ground out to end the 8th, so they're going to the 9th. Playing a full-length Major League game, going 9 innings in Shenandoah Junction. Jefferson trying to earn a winner-take-all tomorrow. Washington trying to win the section. First pitch swinging for Caden DeLauder, fouls that one out of play. And Paulson trying to retire 6 in order. Went 1-2-3 in the 4th for the first time in this game and has retired the first 2 in this inning. Here comes the 0-1. This one driven into left field, moving in on it and diving. Did he make the play? Sifford, he did in left field.
Whoa.
And, Gary, I think we can take away the play by Caleb Edwards as the first honorable mention. That may be the best defensive play we have seen today. What a play by Landon Sifford, moving to his left, diving and making the catch for the 3rd out.
I thought that was down in the gap and going to roll to the wall.
Yeah, that one's staying airborne a little bit longer than it looked like it was going to off the bat. So 6 up and 6 down the last 2 innings for Hedgesville. We'll go to the 6th inning when we return. We're still tied at 2.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
6th inning we go, 2-3-4 due up for Martinsburg. The heart of their order, it's Clement, Reisenweber, and Morris, the 3 due batters. Standing in as Clement swings through, strike 1.
Martinsburg's outfield, Hedgesville's outfielders play fairly shallow, especially in left and right. Center field is about regular.
Here comes the 0-1-2 Clement. That one off the plate for ball one. Count even.
Martinsburg has been playing their outfielders much deeper.
Yeah, Caden DeLauder, a lot of room behind him and to his left in right field. As he's really playing about a third of the way to the wall as Clement puts a rocket into this one into center field, but moving over to his left is Thomas Butka, and he makes the play on the run. That one trailing away from the center fielder Butka off the bat of Clement, but read it perfectly off the bat for out number one.
That was a very nice play.
Brings up Jack Reisenweber. Reisenweber second on the team in home runs. Isaiah Morris with 3, Reisenweber with 2. And the leading man at the plate this year, a .456 average. Has an RBI today, but so far just 0 for 1 with a sacrifice to his credit. Takes strike one on the outside corner.
He also led the team in doubles with 12. It wouldn't hurt for him to get one now.
Here comes the 0-1, that off the end of the bat to the center of the infield. Connor coming in on it, throws across the diamond, and a good play on the run for Braylon Connor to retire Reisenweber.
It is slowly hit ball, took a big bounce for him, but he didn't slow down, threw on the run. Nice play.
Yeah, was not going to have time to stop and set his feet as Reisenweber very quick out of the box. Had to make that throw on the run, and it was perfect. Brings up Isaiah Morris, the powerful lefty. Martinsburg could use a big shot into a gap here. First pitch to Morris. Called strike one. Outside of the plate about belt high. Again, that outer edge to both lefty and righties has been a good place for pitchers to live today. Here comes the 0-1. This one lifted into the gap, right center field. Moving over on it is Thomas Butka, and he will give way to Caden DeLauder. Not sure he knew he was giving way till the last second. Both of them in position to make that play, but the right fielder DeLauder moves to his right to retire the side. Martinsburg goes 1-2-3 in the top of the sixth. Let's see what the bats for Hedgesville can do in the bottom of the sixth when we return still tied at 2.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
I'm feeling the pressure.
Bottom of inning number 6 here at Eagle Field. And this game has that feeling of one more run in this game could go a long way. As both teams starting to struggle a little bit at the plate as we've gotten into these later innings, and both pitchers really starting to settle in. 80 pitches on the dot for Joe Paulson in his 6th inning of work on the mound. First pitch to Riley Bubb. Takes a breaking ball for strike one.
Yeah, there it was down in the outside corner. The umpires have done a nice job in this game too, and you can tell because nobody's talking about him.
A square around a bunt, and Bubb fouls that one off at the plate. Ended up rolling away behind him into foul territory. Count 0-2 to the cleanup hitter in the order. Bubb 0 for 2. Sent one into center field his last at-bat, but Shine Knopf's able to make a play on it, and a ground-out victim to short so far in this game for Bubb. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball, lifts this one into center field. Knopf's moving to his left, and now a few steps back and makes the play for out number 1. So after 3 straight innings with the leadoff batter on for Hedgesville, it's now 3 straight where the leadoff batter has been retired for Hedgesville.
But that at-bat shows you how much Hedgesville thinks of Paulson's effort, that you got a 370 hitter hitting the middle of the order, and he's trying to get on with a bunt.
Just trying to get base runners any way you can. Hayden Milton stands in, a swing and a miss For strike one. Hedgesville looking for a sectional title in back-to-back seasons, but it'll be 2 and 3 years with no season last year. For Martinsburg, they're looking for their first sectional title since winning the regional crown in 2018. Breaking ball called, strike two. Good pitch from Joe Paulson as that breaking ball has gotten more and more effective as this game has gone on.
Was any high school ball played at all last year?
One scrimmage for some teams. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball. That one misses upstairs. It's funny you mentioned that. Matt and I did our sports talk show Miller Time from P.O. Faulkner, trying to set up some camera angles during Martinsburg's one scrimmage. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, fouled off into the netting behind home plate. But it was at that scrimmage when the NCAA tournament got canceled, when things really started to shut down. So we were at a high school ball field when COVID truly hit the sports world last year and shut down that entire season. Ready with the 1-2 pitch, a swing, and was it fouled at the plate? It was. Zasanovich looking to see if he somehow held on to it. It hit the dirt, and Aiden Milton just able to get a piece of the bat on it and stay alive.
I thought for a minute that bounce up and caught him in the thigh. He was bent over, but he was just looking for the ball.
Out of the windup, here comes the 2-strike pitch to Milton. This one driven the other way, over into right field. Morris having to come in on it and dives. Does he make the catch? He does. Did not get a great read off that off the bat. Took a few steps back, then having to run forward, really falling down as he made that catch. That's the first ball hit to him all day, and you could tell a little rusty out there reading that ball off the bat, but still going to go down as they fly out to right field in the scorebook, 2 down.
Well, he not only took a few steps back, but then he froze before he started coming in.
The last 8 batters have been retired for Hedgesville as it brings up Tyler Smith. Swings and fouls this one off into the backstop netting. 0-1 the count to Smith, who has reached on a walk today, has also struck out. Still tied at 5 in Shenandoah Junction as they get ready to go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The 0-1 pitch up and in to Tyler Smith. Count even at 1. Paulson out of the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one inside, and it got Smith. So he will take first base on the hit by pitch with 2 outs here in the inning.
Bet we see a pinch runner here.
I would imagine so, as we will. Quickly coming out of the dugout is Gage Gano, and he will run for Tyler Smith. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter as well, as Hayden Kimball is going to hit in the spot of Colby Blau. So at first, Gage Gano. And pinch hitting here in the 6th inning, Hayden Kimball. For Kimball, his numbers on the season, 1 hit in 12 at-bats. That is a .083 average.
Yeah, that's a surprising move.
Coaching's all about the hunch, isn't it? Gano on the move on the first pitch, throw down to second base, sliding in head first. Safely at second base is Gage Gano. So now with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position in the bottom of the 6th for the Eagles.
Well, the throw was there in time, but it was up high, and Reisenweber had to reach up, grab it, and bring it down. That allowed Gano to slide in below him.
Looking at his numbers, Kimball an RBI on the season, 5 strikeouts, no walks. So, yeah, not the numbers you would necessarily expect out of a pinch hitter in this situation. But Coach Grove obviously seeing something that he likes and sending him to the plate as the 0-1 pitch misses upstairs and away. Count even at 1. Gano, that lead off of second base. Here comes the 1-1. Low in the dirt. Good block by Asanovich to keep it in front. Count 2-1. Now to Kimball.
He blocked that, so it rolled out in front of home plate because keeps that runner away from third base.
And again, the way this one is playing out, 1 run could go a very long way in this game. Time called by Paulson, or really just stepping off the mound. Now towing that pitching rubber again, glances back to second base. Here comes that 2-1. Strike called on the inside corner, count even at 2.
Both pitchers have done a good job keeping the ball down and out of the middle of the plate most of the game here.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Kimball. That one called strike 3 on the inside corner.
That was a nice, big breaking curveball. Came in, looked like it was going to hit his shoulder and down and over the plate.
Yeah, Kimball kind of turning out of the way, but that one snapping in right where it needed to be. A good pitch for Paulson, and he gets out of a runner at second jam in the bottom of the 6th inning. To the 7th we go, still tied at 2 when we come back.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Welcome back in as we go to the 7th inning here in Hedgesville. They're going to the 10th inning in Shenandoah Junction between Washington and Jefferson. Tie ball game here at 2 as Caleb Edwards, the leadoff batter here in the inning, takes ball 1 inside. 2 very good ball games in the late rounds of the sectional round of the tournament. Pitch lifted into foul territory over on the first base side, and Smith goes over and makes the catch on the run. 1 out here in the 7th.
And there's the home field advantage you're talking about. He knew where the fence was.
Yep, we've seen that a couple of times, especially with that tarp down the right field line. We've seen the right fielder for Hedgesville be able to sprint over because he knows where that tarp is. He doesn't have to worry about it. He knows how many steps onto the warning track the tarp and the fence is, and we've seen players kind of hesitantly go that way for the other team. So it's that little home field advantages. Jake Zittle swings through strike 1. And West still firing those fastballs with an awful lot of zip on them. We'd have him at right around 92 pitches coming up here. Here comes the 0-1, just inside ball 1.
When John Lowry Jr. was at Martinsburg, he used to preach to his kids, work the pitch count, because at 80 pitches, that's when pitchers start to lose efficiency.
Here comes that 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2.
But I'm not seeing that here tonight.
Yeah, certainly looks like both pitchers truly settling in. Take away the hit batter for Paulson in the last inning. And both pitchers cruising right now. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Zittle chases up the ladder for strike 3.
Well, that was up in his eyes.
It sure was, and that is strikeout number 7 on the day for West. That would give him 58 on the season.
That's being anxious and try to do too much.
Just trying to get a runner on in any way they can. Brings up Shine Knotts. Knotts a walk and a strikeout to his credit today. Got retired at second on a fielder's choice ground ball. Here comes the first pitch. A swing at one that ended up the breaking ball getting by the catcher Milton. Was waiting to see if there was a deflection call at the plate, and it was just a good enough breaking ball off the plate that with the swing, Milton couldn't keep his eye on it.
He needed a much longer bat for that.
Needed a paddle for that. 0-1, 2 outs. Here comes that 0-1 pitch to Knotts. A very similar pitch. Swings through that one. 0-2. I'm sure both coaches starting to get into lumps in their throat time of night here. As Aiden Milton going to go out and have a chat with Kyle West, make sure they're on the same page for a big 0-2 pitch that if they're able to retire, Shine Knotts would send us to the walk-off time of the evening.
You know, it's a late ball game. You think hitters might be taking some early pitches, but the way both these pitchers are throwing, there's no percentage of that. They're getting the ball over the plate regularly now.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off as Knotts gets a piece of it back into the backstop netting. Let's do that 0-2 again. That's a deep breath before stepping back into that right-hand batter's box. Pretty even stance, feet about shoulder width apart. Choked up on that bat, about an inch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch fastball. Swings through it for strike 3. 8 strikeouts in the game for Kyle West, and we go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. Let's see if the Eagles can walk it off for a sectional title when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
To the bottom of the 7th we go, tied at 2. Hedgesville up to bat, 8-9-1 due up for the Eagles. Hedgesville, the last team to win a sectional title in the Eastern Panhandle in a Region 2 Section 1. That was in the 2019 season with no 2020 season. They lost to Jefferson in the regional round. It was 2018 for Martinsburg. The last time they got a sectional title, they would go on to the state tournament. First pitch to Braylon Connor is called. Strike 1 on the outside corner.
Now, he only hit a $169, but he got on base at a 383 pop. He knows how to work a walk.
Yeah, 19 walks. He drives this one into center field. That's dropping in right in front of Shine Knotts for a leadoff single and a big one at that. And we have seen this all season long. Hedgesville's bats can look deader than a doornail for 4 straight innings. And the minute they get to the 7th inning, it's like something sparks, and the bats come alive as Aaron Byler going to take a jog out to the mound. And the entire infield going to come in. And we'll see if this is just a meeting or if this is a pitching change as he walks Paulson back to the mound. So certainly looks like just a meeting at the plate.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with Lady here.
Oh, you got to bunt him.
Well, he's also a pretty good hitter. You might want to try a hit and run. Lady's only struck out 7 times all year. Paulson is not a big strikeout guy.
That is true. I don't know. I think if I'm calling the shots here, I'm taking my chances and laying down a bunt, getting the guy into scoring position with just 1 down. But again, that's all preference of the head coach. Every head coach is going to have a different way of viewing this. Cam Lady steps in, inches a little bit further up in the box than he has in previous at-bats.
Lupus on the grass now.
He does square around a bunt, pulls back and takes strike 1. Sliding back into first, and they overthrow first base. Ball goes into shallow right field. Going to second is Braylon Connor. He's rounding second, going to third. Isaiah Morris up with it, fires over to third base, and they tag it out of third.
Whoa!
What a throw from right field. Isaiah Morris making the throw right on the money to third base, and Lupus applying the tag.
I thought he had no shot. That was a perfect throw.
Wow. The throw into right field from Matthew Wasanovich gets over the head of Caleb Edwards. Isaiah Morris having to throw the wheels on just to get to that baseball. Connor, a full head of steam rounding second towards third. It had to be a perfect throw, and it was. 1 down, bases are empty.
Martinsburg dodged a bullet there.
They did. That was a oh no, wow, what a play moment all in one. Check swing at the plate, that one high inside. Would have that as a 1-1 count with 1 down now in the inning.
Boy.
Here comes the 1-1. That one misses for ball 2. Is not sure if it was a release point or a bad grip. That one an easy take for Cam Lady.
Only Vladimir Guerrero would have swung at that.
Lady now moving back in the box. Here comes that 2-1, and it gets him. So on the 2-1 pitch, gets inside, and Cam Lady going to make his way to first base. So some life again for Hedgesville with just one out.
This is not a good sign. You got first hitter in the inning hits the ball sharply to center field, and now Paulson's having some control difficulty here.
And I would imagine that.
And he's up at his pitch count.
He is. He had 97 coming into this inning. He has now thrown 6. So he is getting closer and closer to that 100 pitch count threshold.
I think I see some orange shirts down there along the left field line behind the dugout, but I can't tell who it is.
Well, I would think that the guy in relief that would come in is Jack Reisenweber. He's been as the senior and really been the number 1 reliever for this team this year. First pitch to Butko, lifts one into left center field, moving in onto this Shine Knotts, and he will make the play for out number 2. And this game just picked up a whole lot more energy.
Yeah, it did.
Obviously, a tight ball game late, it's going to have that energy no matter what. But with the 12 seconds of baseball we just had a batter ago, it certainly picked up the intensity level, not only in the dugouts, but with the fan base here as well. Kyle West up, and boy, is this a guy you want up. He rips one into right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble. Curling, foul, and hits the fence in foul territory. A long and hold your breath strike one for Martinsburg.
That was hugging the line until it got about 15, 20 feet from the fence and then hooked.
0-1 count to West. He has a single to his credit today. As standing at first is Cam Lady, now getting his lead.
Paulson's got to remember a loud foul is strike 1, that's all.
Here comes the 0-1 at the knees for strike 2.
Nice pitch.
So now Joe Paulson one strike away from getting out of this inning and forcing extras. We have a final from Shenandoah Junction here that we'll give you after this pitch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to West, bouncing in, good block and good pick by Matthew Asanovich to keep that one in front and keep Lady at first base. As we do have a final from Shenandoah Junction, and we will see you there tomorrow. Jefferson gets the win in the bottom of the 10th, 6-5. Sam Wobnitz and going to score from third base as the 1-2 pitch misses low for ball 2. And I think Griffin Horowitz singles on a ground ball to left field. And Sammy Roberts scores the game-winning run, 6-5 in that one. Here comes the 2-2. That one bounces in front of the plate. Full count. And obviously not an intentional walk situation at this point in the game, but you can tell after that first foul ball that did everything but go out of the park. They're definitely pitching a little more around Kyle West.
They are. And Lady's going to be moving with the pitch here.
Yeah, 3-2, 2 outs. Runner at first will be on the move with first move, and a time called at the plate by Kyle West.
That's a good job by Paulson. Taking a long pause, trying to freeze Lady. Doing the best he can, hold him on without having to make a risky throw to first base.
Big hole on the right side of the infield for the lefty West. Ready with the payoff pitch. Runners on the move. Here comes the 3-2. Hit into that gap on the right side of the infield into right field. Lady going to go from first to third as he was moving. Cutoff goes into the infield. Staying at first base is Kyle West, and runners at the corners, 2 down. And the winning run and the sectional title just 90 feet away for the Hedgesville Eagles. And I think that is all she wrote for Joe Paulson, as I believe that is the pitching threshold he has reached. His 6 pitches in that at-bat. That's 7 and 6 more. That's 13 pitches, and that is right at 110. So that is all she wrote for Joe Paulson. Aaron Byler making a stroll out to the mound, and we will wait and see who takes the baseball. That's Coach Byler having a nice talk with the infield, and there's a number 5 coming out of the dugout. That's Carson Buber coming in relief as the stroll and the round of applause from pretty much everybody here for the heck of a game by Joe Paulson.
No, I think Buber's going to shortstop.
Okay, Buber going to go to shortstop, and it is going to be Reisenweber coming in from short. As Buber now going to go to second base, Hudson Clement going to move over towards shortstop as Reisenweber gets in his warm-up pitches. Let's send it back to the studio, take a 60-second break. Runner at third, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Don't go away. We're back after this.
Babe, I'm hungry. Where do you want to go?
I don't know, you pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at the corners for Hedgesville. Is into the game on the mound is Jack Reisenweber. This is the 11th appearance for Reisenweber on the year, 20 1/3 on the mound for him in terms of innings pitched. He has a 2-2 record, 25 hits given up, 20 runs, 12 of those earned, and a pretty even walkout to strike ratio, 16 strikeouts rather, and 15 walks. The batter is Caden DeLauder, and for Joe Paulson to this point, 6 2/3, 4 hits. The runners on base are still his responsibility.
Matt, Coach Byler did a really nice little thing when he was taking Paulson off. Paulson came walking down the side of the mound to hand him the ball, and the coach said, no, you're up on the mound, and up on the mound he gives him the ball and talks to him so he can walk off. That was a nice little moment.
Yep. And you could tell the way he was kind of pointing at him and going, hey, you pitched a heck of a ball game. Caden DeLauder trying to end it in style. The winning run 90 feet away. First pitch to DeLauder, below the knees, ball 1. One base still open, so a walk would not end it. But obviously not a situation you want to be in if you're Martinsburg. Reisenweber comes set out of the stretch. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. Strike on the outside corner, count even at 1. Finishing what we have so far on Paulson, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 2 hit batters. Reisenweber looks in. Here comes the 1-1 pitch outside. Good stab by Sonovich to keep that one in front. Count 2 balls, 1 strike to DeLauder. DeLauder on the day does have an RBI single at that. That was his 24th run driven on the season, looking for 25 and a sectional title. Here comes that 2-1, fouled off at the plate. Count even at 2. Big pitch coming up with 2 outs. Deuces are wild. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. We're tied at 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And what Reisenweber is trying to do here is not easy. He's been playing shortstop. He hasn't had the sorts of warm-ups you'd get if you were in the bullpen throwing in. He gets a handful of pitches. It's not an easy thing to do.
Shakes off a couple of pitches, now comes set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, the break, even a fastball. This one a ground ball to the shortstop. Up with it is Clement. He will fire across the diamond, and stretching and making the play is Caleb Edwards, and the Martinsburg dugout can now take a sigh of relief. Well, free baseball coming up next. We'll go to the 8th inning. It is the second extra inning game we've seen in the Panhandle tonight. Jefferson getting the win in the 10th inning, 6-5 over Washington. We have extra inning baseball coming up next, tied at 2.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back in as we go to extra innings, the 8th inning here at Eagle Field, and we are tied at 2. Lupus, Asanovich, and back to the top of the order for Sifford are the 3 due up for Martinsburg. That is 8-9-1. West back out as the first pitch swinging. Lupus grounds and he gets by Riley Bubb at third base. A sliding effort for Connor as Lupus was getting ready to round the base, and a good heads-up play by first base coach Bo Bartley saying, hey, run through the bag. Braylon Connor sliding in to keep that one in front, and not a bad throw from his knees all the way from deep in shallow left field.
No, he just whipped that.
Yeah. Dangerous, though, if that one gets by Tyler Smith. Now, you're talking about Michael Lupus probably at second base, so while you like to throw because it was on target, that's a dangerous one to make at this point of the game.
Well, it was.
A single as it gets right on a sharply hit ball. It's right by Riley Bubb, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. That is Peyton DeMarco. He was the courtesy runner for Matthew Asanovich, now going to bump into the pinch runner role at first base. And the batter is Asanovich. And both of them standing right next to head coach Aaron Byler. And now DeMarco going to go the long way to first base.
Well,
Looked like he was going to go to second base and just try to steal a bag that way.
Well, it may have been. He just didn't want to run in front of the pitcher. But I had the same thought.
Matthew Asanovich stands in.
Worth a try.
Slightly open stands as DeMarco gets that lead off first base. Asanovich squares around a bunts right back to the pitcher. Kyle West up with it. Only throw is going to be to first base. And one out as nobody was covering the third base bag. And DeMarco, it would have been tight at third, but you don't want to sacrifice a runner in scoring position.
Uh-oh.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I didn't see anything.
I saw the same thing you did, but don't say it.
I didn't see the same thing that you just didn't see.
I'm glad we're not seeing the same thing. So a sacrifice bunt for Asanovich. Moves that runner into scoring position at second base. One down here in the innings. We're back to the top of the order for Landon Sifford. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Sifford so far in this game, an infield single, a fly out to center field, and a strikeout.
Big DeMarco hole on the right side.
Yeah, and a deep lead for DeMarco. So he starts almost back with the shortstop. The 1-0 pitch misses low and away for ball 2. 104 pitches now for Kyle West. He's probably got, depending on how deep he goes to Sifford, another batter, but no more unless he can work quickly. Ooh. The 2-0 pitch inside, but catches the inside corner for strike 1. The count 2-1. Now the leadoff batter.
The second baseman, Blount, is going way over to second base to hold DeMarco, but that means he's moving, and there's also a big hole on the right side.
Here comes that 2-1, lifted in to center field, moving back onto this Thomas Butka to his right, and will make the catch for out number 2.
Not deep enough for DeMarco to advance.
Not quite. Brings up arguably the hottest hitter in the order for Martinsburg. While he doesn't have the best batting average, number 3 in that category, Hudson Clement has been one of the hottest bats in this lineup over the past month of the season. Again, a guy that has worked his way up the batting order, and Coach Byler, while he enjoyed having the high 3, low 400 batting average in the 8 or 9 spot, wanted that bat in the top of the order. Let's see if it pays off for him here. 2 outs, runner on second base. Clement swings through, strike 1.
Clement has 20 RBIs on the season.
And really wants 21. I promise you that.
I believe you. I believe you.
Ready with the 0-1. Here is the pitch from Kyle West. Low in the dirt. Good block by Aiden Milton to keep it in front and keep the runner at second base.
Yeah, the field here is interesting. If ball gets by with a runner on second, he gets third base. But if it gets by when he's on third trying to score, it can be risky. Not much distance, and a ball bounces back.
Got to get a good jump at third base, and swinging through, or getting a little piece. Foul ball is Hudson Clement. Didn't make a whole lot of noise, but bounced in and out of the glove of Aiden Milton, so you wondered if Clement got a piece. He did just enough. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. West comes set, and what is his probable final batter of the game? Swing and a miss, and Clement goes down on strikes. Wow. What a game we have in front of us here Another strikeout for Kyle West, and what was probably his last batter of this game. We'll see if Hedgesville can walk it off in the bottom of the 8th inning when we come back tied at 2.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into Eagle Field as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We are tied at 2. Martinsburg stranding a runner in scoring position in the top of the 8th inning and couldn't get Peyton DeMarco across the plate. Jack Rosenweber back out for his 2nd inning in relief. Came in with 2 outs to record the final out in the 7th inning. Due up in this half inning for Hedgesville is Riley Bubb, Aiden Milton, and Tyler Smith. That is 4, 5, 6.
Well, Riley Bubb has 3 dingers on the year.
Stands in, first pitch, a call, strike 1. Out of the windup is Rosenweber. Looks into Bubb as he takes that one low and away for ball 1. Count even at 1.
Can't afford to walk him here.
1-1 the count. Here's that 1-1 pitch, and they called strike 2 on the outside corner.
And that has been a consistent strike this game.
Ready with this 1-2 pitch. Here comes from Rosenweber. A chopper right at the plate. Goes to Rosenweber on the mound. It's got to be a good throw, and it is. And they get Bubb by a step, maybe a half step. That one a slow bouncer. And Rosenweber taking a little bit of time to get off the mound. Just the way that follow-through happens. Just took him a little while to get to that baseball, but definitely not a ball that Asanovich is going to get too quickly either. 1 down.
Well, that ball was also spinning, and I think he was a little worried it was going to go off to the side.
1 down brings up Aiden Milton. Here comes the first pitch to the catcher. Called strike 1 on fastball. That one just below the letters. Rosenweber working quickly out of the windup on the mound. Has the breaking ball in the 0-1. Misses just inside. Count even at 1.
It's Ray Miller. Work quickly, change speeds, throw strikes.
With the 1-1, called strike 2. Milton kind of leaning over the plate as he thought that one was a bit outside. Does not get the call he wants. Rosenweber happy with that result. Count 1-2, and quickly ready as Jack with the 1-2, fouled off back to the backstop. Let's do the 1-2 again. So far on the game, 0 for 3 is Aiden Milton. He has lifted 2 into the outfield and struck out once.
Well, Boober's got a strong arm because he's playing a real deep shortstop. He's back just on the grass.
Here comes the 1-2 again, fouled off to the backstop net. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming, and so far only 1 has missed the zone. Rosenweber looks in, gets what he wants. Here comes the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. For Rosenweber, his first strikeout on the season now. 10 strikeouts. Milton only 8 strikeouts coming into this game, and 2 in this game already. So very uncharacteristic for Aiden Milton. One strikeout, uncharacteristic for him, nonetheless 2.
Well, good pitching beats good hitting, and vice versa.
Brings up Tyler Smith, who takes strike 1. Smith was hit by a pitch with 2 down in the 6th inning. So has reached base twice, has also walked. Fouls 1 off, and Gary with no net, I think you make that play. That's glove side for you, isn't it? You ready?
I probably would have booted it.
Not sure what you put down for an error for the color commentator. Is that an EC?
Something like that.
Time called at the plate as Reisenweber steps off the back of the rubber. Smith going to take his time getting back in that right-hand batter's box. Another time called at the plate, as I think Reisenweber getting into his motion before play was back in.
Boy, both Booper at short and Clement at second are on the lip of the grass by the outfield.
0-2 pitch, a liner right back to the pitcher Reisenweber, and awfully close. He made that catch and immediately went down and let go of the baseball on the mound. Awful close on that play, but they're going to say the out still counts, as it was one fluid motion catch, bring the glove down, and just let that ball go right at the mound.
Yeah, he made the catch.
He did, but
Hedgesville isn't griping.
But closer than you probably want to make that at this point of the game. They go 1, 2, 3 in the 8th inning. Let's go to the 9th. Again, the second game today, that'll go 9 innings here in the Eastern Panhandle. Kyle West will come out for one more batter here in the 9th when we come back, tied at 2.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Well, this is a fun move. West could face one hitter, so leave their best guy in to face Martinsburg's best hitter.
Yeah, we welcome you back in quickly into the top of the 9th inning out of our commercial break. Count 1-1 to Jack Reisenweber.
And it looks like Cam Lady is down in the bullpen for Hedgesville.
As this should be the last batter for Kyle West. 109 pitches. You can finish the batter after you go 110, but can't start a new one after 110 as fires a strike into Reisenweber, count 1-2. And this is the part of the order you want up if you're Martinsburg. The heart of your order, 2, 3, 4. Reisenweber, Morris, and Edwards. Here comes the 1-2 pitch off the end of the bat. Foul. Bouncing over top and back towards the Little League field off the roof of the locker room and indoor hitting facility. Reisenweber, an RBI on a sacrifice fly, but other than that, 0 for 2 on the day. Would love to find a gap here. I'm sure the senior does not want this to be his last high school baseball game. Here comes the 1-2. That one upstairs, ball 2.
I was just thinking that I think going through every senior on both heads, and the heads of all seniors on each team, is this my last game?
Ready, 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt. Aiden Milton up with it. He steps inside the baseline, fires down to first base. A strikeout, going 2-3 in the scorebook, and we'll have that as strikeout number 10 on the day for Kyle West, and that will be the end of the line for the senior. 2 starters that pitch very, very well in this game. Joe Paulson relieved after 6 2/3, and Kyle West going to get a standing ovation as he walks off the mound. I would imagine that, he does get the glove swap, and I would imagine he goes to shortstop for Braylon Connor. A couple of hugs is, again, and the odd chance, or I should say the 50-50 chance at this point, that this is the Last high school game for him, trying to soak up every ounce of it. It is Cam Lady who is on the mound getting in his warm-up pitches. Let's take a 60-second break back at the studio while he does so. Back with one down here in the top of the ninth when we come back.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
You want a stat line, Gary? 8 1/3 for Kyle West. 2 runs on just 3 hits, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk.
He pitched a really fine ball game, and so did Paulson.
Absolutely, the biggest game of the season so far, and both starting pitchers certainly showed up to the event. That is for sure. Cam Lady, this will be his 8th appearance on the year as Kyle West goes to shortstop. Braylon Connor bumps over to second base, and Colby Blau will come out of the game. Shouldn't be too different in the batting order as the first pitch from Cam Lady fouled out of play by Isaiah Morris. Count 0-1.
The Bulldogs have not seen Lady this year.
As I mentioned, 2 1/3 on the mound, a 2.62 ERA, 23 hits, 18 runs, 8 of those earned, 19 strikeouts, 16 walks.
That's a lot of walks in 21 innings.
Here comes the 0-1, a breaking ball that Morris watched the whole way as it bounced just in front of the plate, count even at 1. One down here in the top of the ninth. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Cam Lady. That one low inside, ball 2.
And again, Hedgesville's outfield, especially left and right, pretty shallow.
Some action going on in the Hedgesville bullpen is, again, if it gets out of hand quickly here with Cam Lady, you want somebody waiting in the holster. The 2-1 pitch, that one misses low, 3-1, and a big pitch coming up is Morris a pitch away from taking first base.
I think that's A.J. Fodor, number 8 out there.
Out of the windup. Here comes a delivery from Lady on the 3-1. This one lifted into right field. Moving back on it is Caden DeLauder. He stumbles going back. It bounces behind him all the way to the wall. Rounding second base and going towards third is Isaiah Morris. He is coming in, sliding in head first at third base, bouncing into Riley Bubb, and it is a triple in the books for Isaiah Morris. Caden DeLauder going back on that baseball, thought he was going to get underneath it, so started to backpedal and stumbles in right field with 1 out. Martinsburg has a runner on third here in the top of the ninth, tied at 2.
Boy. Well, he was playing shallow, and it was hit over his head. It looked like he was going to get it. Then he started to backpedal instead of running back to where the ball is going to come down. I think he just got his feet tangled.
Caleb Edwards going down to third base, having a long chat with head coach Aaron Byler. So I'm sure Coach Byler's saying, hey, hit one hard on the ground somewhere. The infield playing in with no runner at first. You can't play double play depth for the middle infield, so they're all coming in as Coach Grove going to make his way out to the mound.
I'm surprised they're not running for Morris.
Yeah, you would think that maybe a pinch runner at third, so if a ball not hit overly deep to the outfield somewhere, you have a little more speed at third base.
Yeah, Morris isn't slow, but he's also not the fastest guy on that bench.
Getting a couple of high fives. That's the big man wheeling a triple. Never hit the glove of Caden DeLauder, so as the baseball rules work, Going to go down as a triple in the book. And a tough play for Caden Lauders. I'm with you. It certainly looked like he was going to backpedal 1 or 2 steps and camp underneath it based on when he turned, but that ball a little more carry than he expected off the bat. And a big at-bat coming up here for Caleb Edwards. Edwards on the day, 0 for 3 with a strikeout, 23 runs driven in on the season, a .361 hitter.
Well, Nary's making the move for a pinch runner.
Yeah, now we'll make that move. Let's see what number comes out of the dugout. As going towards, it'll be a number 6, so coming in is Logan Wilt will be the pinch runner.
Well, you can tell this game is close because I've been watching Coach Grissinger of Martinsburg the last few games, and he hadn't moved from his position except to wave his arms to the outfielders, and he's pacing around a little there.
Oh, yeah, not a whole lot of sitting going on from any coach in either dugout. Only a couple players sitting, too. As this is everything you hoped it would be in this winner-take-all game for the Region 2 Section 1 title. If you missed it earlier, Jefferson coming back, tying it up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th and going on to win it in the 10th. So they force a decisive winner-take-all game against Washington tomorrow. That'll be at Sager Field, 6 o'clock. We'll bring you that game right here on Talk Radio WRNR on TV 10, weather pending. First pitch to Caleb Edwards, just off the plate and low for ball 1.
And Wilt is not getting a very big lead.
With nobody covering third base, you got to imagine he's got to get about a third of the way down that line on a secondary lead if it's a pass ball. Don't got to worry about Bub covering third right now. Ready with the 1-0-2 Edwards. High inside, ball 2. Yeah, I agree with you. Wilt's got to get a bigger lead at third base if he wants any chance of scoring a pass ball.
Bub's a good 10 feet off third base. Wilt could get a good 10 feet down the third baseline.
The Hedgesville infield all playing in on the grass, trying to cut down that run at the plate on a ground ball. Middle of the infield wide open with how far forward the middle infielders are playing. The 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3. If this is a walk to Caleb Edwards, the middle infield, I would imagine, would bump back into double plate depth with Jake Zittle due up. Obviously not a situation you want in the 9th inning with 2 runners on the base paths. Lady out of the stretch. Here comes that 3-0 high, ball 4. A walk on 4 pitches to Caleb Edwards. Now runners at first and third. And the middle infield does move back into double play depth. The corners still playing in on the grass. Jake Zittle, the batter, 0 for 3 on the day. At third base is Logan Wilt. And now we're going to have
another pinch runner.
Yep, and going to first base is number 25. That is Isaac Grove. Called his name quite a few times as a pinch runner this season.
Courtesy runner for the Bulldogs, number 25.
So Grove is at first. Wilt is at third. 2 pinch runners for the bigger boys in the lineup. Now Coach Byler going to pull Zittle out of the batter's box and give signs. As you would imagine, with 1 down, there would have to be some sort of movement at first base by Grove to warrant a throw down. And if you're Martinsburg, you're hoping for an errant throw somewhere. This game almost now more between the ears than anything else. Grove a good lead off first base. Here's the pitch to Zittle. Called strike 1 on the inside, third.
The problem with moving him to second base is that then you've got runners on second and third. You might as well walk the hitter so you get the force at home.
Grove a big lead at first base. They step off to third. Deep back over to first and no throw. Runners stay put. Trying to get either runner to jump on first move. We did see that earlier in the week. Or I should say earlier last week with Musselman in a very similar situation right here. Here comes the 0-1. First move is Grove on his way to second. A pump fake to second base, and Grove going to get one of the easiest stolen bases he'll ever have.
Did he get his pants dirty?
Called strike 2 at the plate. So the count 0-2 to Jake Zittle. Now the infield all playing in on the grass. Middle infield comes in from double play depth to that infield grass to try to cut down the run at the plate. Big situation here for Jake Siddle, the DH. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. And Ziddle not happy about that as he wishes he had that one back. Beautiful breaking ball for Cam Lady, but broke right over the heart of the plate.
It was. 2 fastballs that he throws that in and just froze him. And a huge, huge out. Infield can move back now.
Play will be at first base, 2 down. Shine Knotts, the batter, trying to find a gap somewhere. A single would score at least 1. Breaking ball there, similar to the last pitch, in for strike 1.
He seems to have better control of his breaking ball than he does of his fastball.
Yeah, I would agree. A golden chance for Martinsburg here. 2 down in the top of the 9th inning. 0-1 the count to Shine Knotts. He chokes up on the bat. Here comes that 0-1. That one above the letters with the fastball for ball 1, count even at 1.
Oh, boy.
This is what playoff baseball should be.
It is.
1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 to Shine Knotts. Inside and didn't quite get the inside part of the zone as Knotts had twisted and takes a very close ball, too.
Well, that just barely missed Knott's jersey, too.
Knotts does crowd the plate a little. Definitely stands on the inner third of that batter's box. As Lady looks in, comes set with the 2-1 pitch. Here's the delivery. The fastball, that one high and inside again. Shine Knotts twisting that upper body. A hitter's count now, 3 balls, 1 strike. Shine Knotts on the game, 0 for 2 with a walk, also 2 strikeouts. So it's yet to put a ball in play today. Middle infield playing almost back on the grass. Runners get their lead off second and third. Here comes that 3-1 fouled off out of play. Full count, 2 down. Tied at 2 in the top of the 9th inning. 2 runners in scoring position for Martinsburg. Coach Byler giving some instruction at second base to Isaac Grove.
They're not watching him at all.
Nope. All about the man at the plate right now and Shine Knotts. Cam Lady comes set. Here comes the 3-2 and outside ball 4. Bases are loaded. 6-pitch at bat and the base is loaded. Logan Wilt, the pinch runner for Isaiah Morris, who with 1 out hit a triple to right field. A walk for Caleb Edwards. His pinch runner is Isaac Grove at second base. And now Shine Knotts stands at first base. It was a single for Michael Lupus, his last at bat. Let's see if he has some more pop in that bat. First pitch, fastball, strike 1.
And that's the first really good fastball Lady's thrown in a bit.
Lupus, a 300 hitter on the dot coming into this game. 1 for 3. Here comes the 0-1. It bounces away. Coming in from third to score and take the lead. Sliding in home. Coming in from third is Logan Wilt, and Martinsburg takes the lead with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. They lead 3-2 on the wild pitch from Cam Lady.
And that ball bounced in the dirt and hit the backstop at an angle, so it rolled up towards the Martinsburg dugout, which is what allowed Wilt to score. Oh.
And now Hedgesville, when we go to the bottom of the 9th, will be down to their final 3 outs, but Hedgesville the hardest team to put away in their last 3 outs this year. 1-1 the count to Michael Lupus. Cam Lady comes set. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 at the knees. Good pitch for Cam Lady. Now a strike away from getting out of the inning. And if you don't love baseball, this game will make you a believer. What a game we have had here tonight.
Are there people like that?
I hope not. There shouldn't be. 1-2 pitch, 2 out. Swing and a miss. And Lady gets Lupus to strike out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cam Lady, and 3 Bulldogs strike out in the inning. Is one of those strikeouts going to be credited to Kyle West. Hedgesville down to their final 3 outs. Martinsburg scores on a wild pitch. Isaac Wilt comes in to score from third. It's 3-2, bottom of the 9th. When we come back, don't go anywhere. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Welcome back into the bottom of the ninth at Eagle Field. 3-2 Martinsburg taking the lead in the top of the ninth. Athletic Director Aaron Whitford holds that sectional plaque in his hand, hoping to give it to his head coach with a walk-off win in the bottom of the ninth. If Martinsburg's able to get the final 3 outs, they will take home that regional plaque. 7-8-9 due up in the bottom of the ninth inning for the Hedgesville Eagles. Hunter Minnick will step in the spot of Kobe Blauett and Hayden Kimball. Jack Reisenweber back out on the mound. First pitch to Hunter Minnick. Chopped foul at the plate, hitting home plate, then coming back to the backstop. Count 0-1. Minnick on the season as we look at his numbers. 4 hits, 24 at-bats for a 167 batting average. Does have a double to his credit along with 3 singles. Has scored 5 runs, 13 strikeouts, 3 walks. Here's the 0-1 from Reisenweber. Breaking ball inside as Minnick stepped in the bucket, pulling out there and took a hack at that one. Quickly behind in the count 0-2.
He's looked overmatched on both pitches.
I would imagine Reisenweber probably just comes back with another fastball here. Here comes the 0-2 fastball. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Second strikeout for Jack Reisenweber in relief. 1 down. Braylon Connor, the new batter, and it will be number 12 stepping in.
Reisenweber's walking around like he can smell it.
And towing that pitching rubber very quickly. A good 10 seconds before Connor even stepped in. Here comes the first pitch. That one high inside. Leaning out of the way is Braylon Connor. Ball 1.
Hedgesville needs a base runner here.
Reisenweber out of the windup. Ready with that 1-0. Here it is. Fastball called. Strike 1. Count even at 1 to Connor, who has a single into left today. Also a single right back up the middle. 2 for 3. A strikeout is only put out today. Here it comes. This one going the other way off the handle. A roll to first base, and just stepping 1 step to his left is Caleb Edwards. 2 down in Martinsburg and out away from taking the AAA Region 2 Section 1 title. Cam Lady, the number 9 batter in the order. He is 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch. And right now for Hedgesville, a base runner in any way possible is what you need.
And Martinsburg outfielders are really deep. This is
no double territory, absolutely. First pitch to Cam Lady, a fastball called, strike 1, and he had no urgency to swing the bat there. He was almost bailing out of the way before that pitch got to the catcher's mitt. Ready with the 0-1. Here it is, a ball tipped and held on to by Matthew Asanovich, and the Dogs 1 strike away from taking the sectional title.
Reisenweber does this little upper body rock backwards before he throws. There it goes.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Cam Lady. Fastball up and away, ball 1. Good take for Cam Lady. That is a good chase pitch in this situation for Reisenweber, and boy, is he fired up. He quickly got that ball back and immediately towed the rubber. Ready, 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and Martinsburg is your AAA Region 2 Section 2 champions, and they mob senior Jack Reisenweber on the mound. Martinsburg gets the win in 9 innings, 3-2 over Hedgesville.
Ah, what a ball game. What a ball game.
Wow. Heck of a baseball game as Cam Lady being consoled at the plate by a teammate and a couple of coaches.
What is this game got decided like almost all close, well-played ball games on just a couple of breaks. Martinsburg scored a run when the Hedgesville shortstop, Connor, bobbled that ball. That got him a run. And then when DeLauder fell down, those two plays are the ball game.
We have seen, take away Hedgesville's first game with Spring Mills, there has been nothing but quality baseball this postseason. You can say there was a couple of games where a couple of teams probably didn't play as strong defensively as they wanted, but overall you could not ask for a better postseason than what we have gotten to this point.
One of the things I saw about Martinsburg, and I was talking to Coach Jackson about it, is Martinsburg's defense. Martinsburg has played really good defense through the sectionals, and they're really. Coach Jackson said they feel they're really strong. Reisenweber's an excellent shortstop. Clement is a good second baseman. Knott's can go get it in center field. And they like Asanovich behind the plate, and then they've got pretty good pitching. Build up the middle.
Martinsburg Athletic Director Davis Moore presenting the sectional champion plaque to Coach Byro. The team now getting pictures taken. Let's send it back to the studio. Take a 2-minute timeout as we catch our breath from this one and tally up some of these numbers. We'll start the post-game show when we come back. In 9 innings, Martinsburg gets the win in the sectional title, 3-2 over Hedgesville. We're back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
3 hits.
Welcome back into Eagle Field. Some pictures being taken on the field right now at the sectional championship plaque as Hedgesville's made their way into right field, getting a final chat from the coaches. Martinsburg now making their way into left field. 3-2, Martinsburg wins the AAA Region 2 Section 1 championship. And really, it was a fantastic game start to finish. Each team getting a run in that first inning. For Martinsburg, it was an infield single to start it off for Landon Sippert, then a sacrifice RBI fly ball into center field for Jack Reisenweber to score the first run of the ball game. In the bottom of the first, Hedgesville came back, a leadoff walk for Thomas Butka, a sacrifice bunt to move some runners around, and then a ground ball scoring the run in that first inning for Thomas Butka to come around and score to tie it up at 1. Goose Eggs in the second inning and the third inning, once again, right on cue, each scoring a run in that inning. And for Martinsburg in the top of that third, it was a single and working some guys around, and then a error that would bring in the run in E6 by the shortstop Braylon Connor. Just kind of left the ball right at shore, made a good backhanded stab, but just it came out of his glove as he was coming up to make the throw. That allowed Peyton DeMarco to come in and score from third base. In the bottom of the third inning, it was a leadoff single, a stolen base, and then an RBI single for Caden DeLauder that scored Kyle West, and we stayed tied at 2 until the top of the ninth inning. For Martinsburg in the top of the ninth, a strikeout to get things started. That was the end of the day for Kyle West. Cam Lady comes in, a excuse me triple, if you will, as there was a ball hit deep to right field. Caden DeLauder thought he had a good read on it, ended up stumbling in right field, bounced all the way to the warning track, and Isaiah Morris would come in to third base sliding in. He gave way to pinch runner Logan Wilt. A walk to follow for Caleb Edwards. He was at first base, runners at the corners. Isaac Grove came in to run for him. A stolen base, runners at second and third. A strikeout for a huge second out of the inning. Then a walk and a wild pitch would be the game-winning run, as a wild pitch to Michael Lupus would allow Logan Wilt to come in and score from a third to give Martinsburg the 3-2 lead in this one. Go to the bottom of the ninth. 1-2-3 as Jack Reisenweber came out with a lot of fuel in the bottom of that ninth inning. Struck out 2 of 3, and the only ball put in play, an easy slow roller to first base where Caleb Edwards stepped on the bag himself, and that is your final on how we got there. 3-2, the final in this one.
You know, Reisenweber really did pound the zone when he came in. He pitched exceptionally well in relief. But Paulson pitched really well, too. And he came out shaky, walks the first 2 guys, and that is usually a sign that there's going to be disaster. But he got out of the inning giving up only 1 run, came out the next inning and walked the leadoff hitter again, got out of that without giving any runs. And then he really settled down very nicely. I was impressed with all the pitching in this game.
All right, let's take one more 1-minute break back to the studio. When we come back, we will take a look at some of the numbers in this one and set you up for our next broadcast, because we got some baseball tomorrow down in Jefferson County. It'll be a winner-take-all game again tomorrow between Jefferson and Washington. Tell you about that when we come back. Again, a 60-second break, and we are back. Again, your final in this one, Martinsburg 3, Hedgesville 2.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
Final in this one, 3-2, Martinsburg getting the sectional title over Hedgesville with a wild pitch in the top of the ninth that proved to be the game-winning run. Let's take a look at some stats in this one, starting with the pitchers, and boy, did we have a duel with the starters. Kyle West starting for Hedgesville. He went 8 1/3, pulled strictly because of the pitch count. He certainly looked like he was going to go as far as he had to in this game, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits and striking out 10 while only walking 1. For Cam Lady, he came in relief, going 2/3 of an inning, 1 run on 1 hit, striking out 2, and also walking 2. On the flip side, Joe Paulson getting the start for Martinsburg. He went 6 2/3, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits, walking 3, hitting 2 batters, but also striking out 4. He gave way to Jack Reisenweber, who absolutely came down and shut it down. 2 1/3, 0 runs on 0 hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. A heck of a day for everybody that came and towed that pitching rubber today, Gary.
It was, and Kyle West had himself a game. He had 2 hits, had a walk, and then left without giving up. He only gave up 1 earned run. And then his last hitter, well, I really liked that they left West in his last hitter to face Martinsburg's best hitter, and he blew him away.
All right, let's take a look at some of the batting numbers in this one, starting with the Martinsburg Bulldogs. In the leadoff spot, a hit for Landon Sifford. Hudson Clement reached on an air for his only time reaching today. An RBI for Jack Reisenweber. A triple for Isaiah Morris. He came around, or his pinch runner, I should say, Logan Wilt, came around to score the game-winning run. A walk for Caleb Edwards. A couple of walks for Shine Knotts. A single for Michael Lupus. And a single for Matthew Asanovich, who also came around to score a run. For Hedgesville, Thomas Butka, a walk and a run scored in this one, a single and a walk for Kyle West. For Caden DeLauder, he finished with a sacrifice, a bunt that ended up helping score a run in that first inning, and an RBI single. And looking down the list, not a whole lot doing from the bottom of the order until you got to Braylon Connor, who finished with 2 hits on the day with a couple of singles. Final numbers look like this. Martinsburg finishing 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 5 runners left on 3 in scoring position. For Hedgesville, 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, 7 runners left on 5 of those in scoring position. Jack Reisenweber gets the win. He is 3-2. Cam Lady is the tough luck loser. He finishes this season with a 4-1 record. Time of the game, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
You know, Reisenweber, the other thing about Reisenweber stepping up, one was a sac fly in the first inning, which was huge, but he's had some control problems. He walked, where did I have this? 15 guys in 20 innings. He didn't get to a ball 3 count tonight. He was throwing strikes. He was throwing hard. Great way to finish.
Well, ours was not the only good game in the Eastern Panhandle tonight, as it was a 10-inning game in Shenandoah Junction. Jefferson down 5-3 going into their last at-bat. Ended up scoring 2 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. They tie it up and then get the win 6-5 against Washington tonight. That forces a decisive winner-take-all game tomorrow night from Jefferson High School. We will be at Sager Field, weather pending tomorrow. Keep it tuned to our Facebook page as to the status of that game. I know the threat of thunderstorms tomorrow, so if it is possible, we will be there to bring you that one. The winner will face Martinsburg next week in the regional round of the postseason. That is the Region 2 best-of-3 series in AAA. All right, well, Gary, it has been a pleasure as always, sir.
Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun as always.
That is going to wrap up our broadcast here tonight at Eagle Field. A big thanks to both head coaches for some stats and pregame interviews, and all the folks here at Eagle Field, as always, their help and hospitality, not only in this game but throughout the entire season, as this will be our last broadcast from here for the year with Martinsburg advancing. A big thanks to all of our sponsors. Colin McLaughlin has been back at the studio. Avery Newport, our on-site engineer. John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman. For Gary Gefford, I am Matt Crawford, reminding you the final score, 3-2 Martinsburg, winning the AAA Region 2 Section 1 title over Hedgesville. Hedgesville finishes the regular season and postseason with a overall record of 19-11. Martinsburg, 22 wins and 7 losses to this point. They pick up their first sectional title since 2018. That wraps it up from here. We will see you tomorrow night with a 5:40 pregame, 6 o'clock first pitch from Sager Field. This has been West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We'll see you tomorrow.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. DYNAMARK Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists, off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.